Good.
Shalom, we out here once again giving all praise to Yahweh today's date is February, what is
15,
it? February
15th,
2020 year prophecy. And we're going to get right into it, you know?
Whew.
Let's open up with Habakkuk 2 and start at the first verse.
Okay. Yeah, I got it. The book of Habakkuk. Wait for it to load up.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll wait for it to load up. Book of Habakkuk, the second chapter.
Yeah, start at the top. It just came to mind.
Habakkuk 2:1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables,
Yep.
that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak.
Yeah, so we're at the end. How do we know that? Because it's speaking. And what does it mean by it speaking? These prophecies are coming to pass.
God.
Go ahead.
But at the end it shall speak and not lie.
Right, and not lie. In other words, you know, when the World Trade Center happened, it spoke, but it kind of lied. That wasn't it. Because when that happened, oh, the world's coming to be out of here, man, blah, blah, blah. You know? Back when Daddy Bush invaded, you know, sent the troops over there to Iraq, that was back in 92, 93. Then we had around that same time, well, before that time, the LA riots over the Rodney King. So every little incident that took place, we say, yep, it's gonna be, we out of here, man, this year, you know? And that goes into the scriptures that speak about hastening his coming in Second Peter, the third chapter, you know?
God.
So what manner of person ought you to be in all holy conversation?
Yep.
Hastening his coming,
Yeah.
you know?
That's right.
So that wasn't it. That wasn't the time. So now, right now, here we are in 2020, and it's been intensifying, happening. These prophecies been kind of hidden, intensifying. For the last how many years? I don't know. 10 years?
10 years, yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
You know, even before that. But it's really, you know, this 2019, 2020, the first month,
Yep.
the month of January, all kind of things. And, you know, hey, the coronavirus came around, and we forgot about all that other stuff that took place 2 weeks before that, you know?
General
3 weeks
Soleimani.
before that, the General Soleimani, man, that's like out of the news. That's old news, man. You know?
I got a
so there's a
precept.
lot of things that took place in the month of January. So it said at the end, it shall speak and not lie. So it's not gonna go back to normal. It's not gonna go back to normal where everything gonna be all right.
Oh, hell no.
Cops ain't gonna shoot Jake no more. You know, planes ain't gonna all of a sudden not, you know, crash from out the sky. You know, it's gonna intensify. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is a precept, the book of Luke 12:36. And ye yourselves like unto men that wait for their Lord, when he will return from the wedding, that when he...
Where you reading from?
Luke 12:36.
Go ahead.
And ye yourselves like unto men that wait for their Lord, when he will return from the wedding, that when he cometh and knocketh, they may open unto him immediately.
That means, and that goes hand in hand with 2 Peter 3 that I just quoted. That there's certain men or even women that are waiting for this thing to take place, man. You know?
Yep. It is
So
more.
when it comes, they're gonna be there because we're constantly looking in the skies at the UFOs, you know,
Constantly watching.
Constantly watching. So when it comes, it's not going to be a surprise unto us. Get me that in
First Thessalonians.
yeah, First Thessalonians. And I was going to go into that in the video, the last video I did, which I didn't. And I wound up reading really the whole chapter.
Yeah.
So you can start at the top.
Yeah. Fifth.
But there's a whole lot in that particular chapter. Go ahead.
First Thessalonians, the 5th chapter, the 1st verse. But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly.
What does it mean by the times and seasons? It means the time of the end, the destruction.
Right.
So Paul is saying, he's speaking to the church of the Thessalonica. He's speaking to them saying, look, of the time, I've got to write it to you because you're going to be watching anyway. So when it comes, you'll be ready for it. Go ahead.
For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night.
Meaning what? Meaning the Lord ain't telling us when he's going to come. So guess what? You got to constantly watch. Go ahead.
For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction.
Right. Victuals shall be good, cheap in the land. Give me that real quick.
Con. Yes,
As a matter of fact, we got to read that whole chapter to be read. You can open it up anywhere in that chapter.
Con.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Slovakia. See, station. Or is that the 16th chapter?
Yeah, 6.
Yeah, 16.
Is that 16 or 15?
I thought it was 15.
It says victuals shall be good, cheap in the land.
So cheap. I think if you put the word victuals, it'll come up.
God, let me put that in there. Victuals.
They shall think to be in good case. I mean, it could be 16. It's either 15 or 16.
Victuals.
Keep reading, Escobar.
1 Thessalonians 5 and 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child.
Right. Read that again.
Got it.
1 Thessalonians 5 and 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them.
Yeah, because there's going to be a time where everything's going to be, everything's good. Everybody's happy. There's no terrorist attack. Have we finally experienced true peace? And that's when it's going to happen, man. That's when that destruction is going to happen.
Sudden destruction.
Yeah, when the EU nations, or the formal EU nations come against this place, there's going to one day they're going to have a meeting. Everything's going to go well. They're going to shake hands. They're going to hug. Then the next day, something's going to happen where they're going to say, "F it." Boom. The Russians are even going to have that attitude. That's in also hold me Isaiah 13.
Con. Did you want that in 2nd Ezra, Apostle?
Yeah, go ahead.
2nd Ezra 16 and 18. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear.
And the powers shall stand in fear. What does it mean by the powers? The governments.
Con.
The governments shall stand in fear. Go ahead.
The beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come?
There's nothing you can do but take it, eat it. Go ahead.
Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and...
What's a famine? When you have no food.
Con.
And what comes with famine? Diseases.
Yep.
So there's going to be different places around the world and around this country. And like, if you go out there to San Francisco, out there to LA, you know?
Yep. Seattle.
Seattle, yep.
Yep.
They just forgot, the government just said, fuck this, man. We ain't helping them damn people, man. You know? So they got tents out in front of office buildings, and they just taking shits in between parked cars, man. They don't give a shit. They're doing drugs openly. You know, if the cops arrest them, as soon as they go in, they'll let them back out, because you know what? That's a burden onto the prison system. Now, ain't that a bitch? When you go to prison, that's a step up. That's a blessing. Like they lock you, we're gonna lock your ass up for 6 months,
Yep.
you'll be happy, man.
Yeah.
Because what's the old saying? 3 hot to the cot.
Yeah,
Yep.
And then you get to watch cable,
yeah.
you know?
Some of them do crimes just to go to jail.
I know that for a fact. In the wintertime, niggas do, I know niggas that do crimes just to do 3 months,
Yeah.
you know? Go ahead.
Tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness.
They should not turn from their wickedness. They're going to keep believing in Caesar Borgia. They're going to, Jake is going to keep following there. Well, you got Jake. You got Jake, what was I going to say? Jake is all into that comedic stuff, you know, and all they're into politics. You still got Jake rallying around. You ain't got no black candidates. All you got is so-called white candidates. And then you're talking about we should vote for Bernie, or we should vote for this guy, you know? You ain't got, no matter who you vote for, well, as long as we get Trump out of here. First of all, they're all the same devil, man.
Yep.
They all came from the same daddy, you know?
Cut from the same cloth.
Cut from the same cloth, you
The
know?
wicked.
The same lump.
Yeah, they're all the wicked.
Go ahead.
It says, but for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always
They're
mindful.
going to follow, see, they're going to bow down them Latin, so-called Latin tribes. They're going to bow down to Caesar Borgia. They're going to be running to that. Anytime there's a disaster, they're going to call on Jesus and run right to the Roman Catholic Church,
Yep.
you know?
Nor be always mindful of the scourges.
They're not going to be mindful of the scourges. Go ahead.
Behold, victuals shall be so cheap, so good cheap upon
The
earth.
word victuals means food. For some reason the prices are going to go down, and that's by government manipulation, which is nothing but what? Bread and circuses, man.
Yep.
How do you say it in Latin, classic Latin? Panem e circus,
Circus.
bread and circuses. Now what they did in the Roman Empire, when the people were starving, they had a lot of games. They had a lot of gladiatorial events, a lot of games. And what they would do is they would have people give you bread, cooked bread,
Right.
pass it out to keep you happy, man.
Yep.
And certain government programs, they would help you to keep the people happy. You know? Because what does bread do? Bread is cheap and it
Right.
fills your belly.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then the games was just distractions.
And the games was a distraction,
Yep.
major distraction.
It said, behold, victuals shall be.
Cold out
Yeah, it's brick. Brick.
Go ahead.
Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good
And
case.
so for in peace and safety, then sudden destruction comes upon them. Read that part again.
God, it says, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth
Food shall be so cheap upon the earth. Go ahead.
that they shall think themselves to be in good case.
Things are getting good. Things are getting better. Go ahead.
And even then shall evils grow upon earth.
And even then, the evils are going to intensify. Evils meaning bad times, prophecies. Go ahead.
Sword, famine, and great confusion.
Sword, famine, and great confusion. The modern day sword is what? The missiles.
God.
Go ahead.
For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine.
They're
And-
going to die because they can't eat. There's no food. They're going to die of diseases. The black plague is already back here. The bubonic plague, as they call it.
Yep. And the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy.
Tell the gun destroy. They're going to be getting shot. They're going to be getting shot up, you know?
And the dead shall be cast out as dung.
What does that mean? That means you're just going to cast the dead out, but then
Yep.
you're going to have to bury the dead or
Burn them.
burn the dead, you know?
And
So
there's
there's going to be a lot of dead bodies,
God. And there shall be no man to comfort them.
and nobody's going to be there to comfort them, man. They're going to start catching hell. But we're going to be in good. Somebody give me Isaiah 65, verse 9, and read on down.
God.
Isaiah 65 and 9. It says, and I will bring forth a seed out of Jacob and out of Judah, an inheritor of my mountains.
And that's us. We are the seed of Jacob and out of Judah. And inheritance is what your daddy leaves you. It's in the form of a lamb. So the Most High, to bring back the children of Israel back to the land, he has to wake them up. Go ahead.
And mine elect shall inherit it, and my
Oh, mine elect, not Israel. Not just Israel. Just because you Israelite don't mean you're going to make it.
The Israel of the Most High.
The Israel of the Most High. Yep. Go ahead.
and mine elect shall inherit it, and my servant shall dwell there.
And my servant shall dwell there, because the kingdom is going to be established with the Most High's elect. Go ahead.
And Sharon shall be a fold of flocks, and the valley of Achor a place for the herds to lie down
And
in.
that's talking about the kingdom of heaven on earth. We're not going to be floating up in the clouds. What we're going to be beamed up into the clouds, which are the ships, and then we're going to come back down. That's the New Jerusalem in our Revelation 21st chapter. Go ahead.
But ye are they that forsake the Lord.
Now he's talking about the wicked Israelites, the 2/3. Go ahead.
But ye are they that forsake the Lord,
Go ahead.
that forget my holy mountain.
Don't forget my holy mountain. Because a lot of you jakes want to go, give me Galatians 4. You know what I want. I believe that's the 26th verse. Galatians 4, verse 26. You got Jake wanting to go back to Africa. You have Barack in the summer meeting, number 14, talking about we going back to Ghana.
That guy's crazy.
And the scriptures say this, the most, you know what, you can't get mad at him because he might not be a prophet. He might just be an Israelite. You got Israelites, you got two classifications of Israelites. You got Israelites and you got the elect. You got Israelites, sons of Jacob, and you got the sons of the Most High.
Yeah.
All right? Which are also the sons of Jacob.
Yeah.
You know? You got Jake in general, and then you got the elect.
Yeah, you got the foolish virgins and the wise
You
virgins.
got the foolish version and the wise version.
Yep. The first
Because
fruit.
the foolish versions know that they're Israelites, but they don't have the oil.
They don't have no oil.
Ezekiel the 37th chapter. Talking about the breath. There was no breath in them,
No
man.
breath. Yep.
That's why they're talking about going to Ghana. First of all, when you go to Revelation, the 11th chapter, it tells you that our enemy is going to be homeless. Go right to that, man. Matter of fact, go to Revelation 11, verse 8.
Okay. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city.
And we're the great city. That great city is not Ghana, all right? The great city is America. Go ahead.
Which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
Spiritually, this is not actual Egypt. This is the new Egypt, the modern Egypt. Go ahead.
Where also our Lord was
Now,
crucified.
our Lord was not crucified in the land of Sodom because Sodom was already destroyed. Neither was our Lord crucified in Egypt. All right? Neither was he crucified in America. The crucifixion means, the word crucify means to cross. You know?
Yeah, also in the wa means end, right?
And what it means end. It means end. Yep.
Yeah.
Which goes
Cross,
into the
cross,
word
yep.
cross. Yep.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Yeah, like when you writing stuff and there's stuff that you don't want to deal with
X
them, or
it
you
out.
yeah,
X it
yeah,
out.
yeah.
Cross it out. Cross it out. Yep.
Con. It says, and they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half.
You know what that means? That means, give me Lamentation, what is it, 2:15? That means that they know that we're the Israelites, and they're saying, see, look at them. They don't even know that they're the Israelites.
Let's,
And then they're looking at us like the Most High even got men telling them that they're Israelites, and they can't see that they're Israelites.
Yep.
Right? You know?
The book of Lamentations 2 and 15. It says, all that pass by clap their hands at thee. They hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying,
Oh, by the way, when you read the word daughter of Jerusalem, you know it's talking about Israelite men and women. When it says daughters of Jerusalem, it could be talking about Israel as a whole, but daughter of Jerusalem represents Israel as a whole. Go ahead.
they hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty? The
Yeah,
joy.
because that right there proves that the city is a people before it's a place. they're not actually looking at the city, Jerusalem. They're looking at the actual people, and they call them, is this the perfection of read again?
All that passed by clapped their hands at thee. They hissed and wagged their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty?
Right, because we want the perfection of beauty. Why you think the so-called Jew want to call himself an Israelite? Because they know the power of this book, man. They know that there's only one true power. Read that one more time, please.
Lamentations 2 and 15. And all that passed by clapped their hands
Now,
at
when
thee.
it means to clap, that means, look, it finally happened.
Yeah.
They were taken down. You know, let's look at him and laugh at him and talk shit about it, man.
They hissed and wagged their head at the daughter of Jerusalem.
They hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem. Yep.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Look at them. They look at how pitiful they
Yeah,
look.
look at how pitiful they are.
Go ahead.
Saying, is this the city?
Right. Those are the Israelites?
Those are the great Israelites.
Yeah.
But they see us rising up because the Most High has rose up, took those dry bones and shook them bones and stood them up on their feet. And their enemies beheld them, man. We're going to go into that too. Ezekiel, the 37th chapter. That's one of my favorite chapters, man. Go ahead.
Saying,
But
is
that
this?
pretty much says it all. The awakening of Israel, and and us going out there and cursing this man out. Go ahead.
Being brought back to the land afterwards.
Being brought back, right, which we never really even read. When you read the whole thing, it tells you about the sign.
Yeah.
There's a reason why we're supposed to have that sign. You got guys saying, well, that 12 tribe sign is gone. It's off. Well, wait a minute. Then what was Ezekiel talking about when he...
Two sticks.
The two sticks.
Yeah.
What was that? When was that fulfilled?
Right.
Yeah.
And they said, when they see it, they ask, what do you mean by this?
Exactly.
And then on the sign itself is breaking down who they are.
Who they are. Yep.
Yeah, but they knocked the sign, but they can't give a something to replace it. Something plausible to replace
So
it.
why would the Most High say, put all the 12 tribes, let's put Judah, Benjamin, Levi? And then somebody said, what is this all about? Yeah, it's just the 12 tribes.
Right.
Well, who are you? Well, one of them,
Yeah.
And that's why the Most High put the Spirit. And just like they said, John the Baptist, he was just a regular guy.
Yeah.
He should have followed the Lord and wore black. No. There was a reason why the Most High set up High Priest Ariel to put that sign together.
Yep.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of guys that couldn't even break that sign down, but they still carry the sign around. You know why? Because they saw us and others like us from One West had that sign, and the Spirit made them carry that sign. We don't got the sign right now in front of us because we're waiting for a couple of brothers to come up, and one of them got the sign. Go ahead.
All that passed by clapped their hands at thee. They hissed and wagged their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth?
Now, give me Isaiah 52. It's around about the 3rd verse. Matter of fact, start at the very top. Start at the very top. We'll see what that says.
Isaiah chapter 52, verse 1. Awake, awake, put on thy strength, O Zion.
Beautiful. Go ahead.
Put on thy
So what does it mean by awake, awake? When we come out here on the highways and the byways, we're telling you to awake.
Yep.
The Most High set us up here to tell you to awake, man. Why you think these Edomites and the Illuminati or the elite, they're noticing us, man? It says, shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the noble. We don't already went to the gates of the noble. You know? Go ahead.
It says, put on thy strength, O Zion. Put on thy beautiful garments, O Jerusalem.
So what does it mean by put on thy strength, O Zion? Put on thy beautiful garments. What does that mean? That means put on this truth.
Yep.
You got guys that have put on nice garments, which there's nothing wrong with that. But that has nothing to do with that scripture. The beautiful garments represent this knowledge that we have, you know?
Yep.
Yeah, the Lord said we'd prophesy in sackcloth.
Prophesy in sackcloth. So the beautiful garments that we're putting on is this truth.
Yeah.
The breath that we're breathing in is this truth. I was thinking of a daggone scripture. Oh, Give me Revelation 16 about
15.
you know what I want,
Fine.
naked.
This is the book of Revelation 16 and 15. Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments, lest they walk naked and they see his shame.
What does that mean? Blessed is he that walketh and keepeth his garments, meaning the truth,
Right.
lest he be found naked and they see his shame.
Yep.
Now, go to Blue Letter and put in the word naked. The very first scripture that pops up, I believe, is in Exodus.
Con.
You know what the scripture is?
Exodus 32.
Go ahead and get it. It said that they were naked. It didn't mean that they were actually physically naked.
Right.
They were in sin.
Con. Just like Adam and Eve.
Just like Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve had clothes on. They were naked because they didn't have, the Most High didn't give them the full knowledge. That's why the Lord said, who told you was naked?
You want the Greek word for naked?
No. Oh, no, yeah, go ahead. Since you got it, go ahead and bring it on up.
Well, the Greek word is gymnos.
Yeah, well, I know what that means.
Yeah.
That's where the place of exercise, these gyms that you go to, goes back to the place of exercise that Antiochus Epiphanes set up, you know? Right. And that word gymnos literally means naked because that's how they worked out. That's why when you go to the gym today, you have these women that are in tip-top shape and they go into the gym working out to really get men. Yep. They call them thots. Does anybody know what thot means? Do you know what's the acronym?
That hole over there.
That hole over there. If in case you women didn't know it, there goes that. In the boxing gym you have boxing thoughts.
Yeah.
You know, you got gym thoughts.
Yeah. You got the news thoughts. You know those.
The news thoughts.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's an acronym for that hole over there. You know, and that Jake came up with that. I don't know when they came up with it. You know, but hey, they're calling you a hoe. They go that gym hoe, and they wear the spandex and all that, man. And they'll be with one guy. Yep. Then shit don't work out. Then they'll come back to the same gym. Then be with another guy. Yep. And then I went to this one gym, and so Jake was there, all hugging up on heater mics and shit. She looked good. And then she looked at me. I'm like smile. What the fuck you looking at me for, man? I ain't come here to get no damn woman. I come here to work out. Yeah. And then I stopped going to that gym, man. I said, man, I ain't dealing with that dot over there. Yeah. I ain't come there for that. Yeah, go ahead.
Gymnos, metaphor, naked, i.e. open, lay bare.
Lay bare, because when you go to the Greek games and you go to the art, you'll have the vases and they're Jake.
Butt naked,
You know, long, slender Jakes.
Big ass thighs. Butt naked,
Butt ass naked. You see the blood hanging out. You know?
And big ass calves and shit.
Yep. Well, they were more slender, look like basketball players. Now, when you play basketball, hey, when boxers box, they just wear trunks and you can see their bodies and they show off their six pack and all that. Because that goes back to the Greco-Roman, because they actually were butt ass naked, man.
Butt ass.
You see a track and field, you see the black women and shit, they wear them tight ass spandex and you can see everything, but it's covered with a layer, you know?
When they do that, what's that jump called? The long distance jump?
The long jump.
They wear the booty cutters.
Yep.
You know? And when they jump, you know, you see
those
that.
Those are motherfucking Jakes, them Greeks back there, them Jakes that sold out to Antiochus, man.
Yeah. They became Hellenized.
And they made a place of exercise.
Oh yeah.
You know, and they became Hellenized.
Yep.
And what else? They wore the Greekest fashions.
Yep.
You know.
Yep. They didn't call themselves.
Nike goes back to the Greeks. Nike means victory. That was all about the what was that called? The battle of Marathon. And the guy ran 20, a little bit more than 26 miles, and he went to the king of the city-state, and he said Nike, and dropped dead.
Damn.
And that's why they have it for 26 miles, because that goes back to the battle. The battle, they won the battle of Marathon.
So he pretty much went to tell.
He went to tell him, he said, you gotta go tell the king. So he run, 26 miles, brother.
Damn.
You get the king right there, he dropped. Nike, we won. Can't bury that motherfucker, man.
Damn. He's out of there.
Then they had a god. They had a goddess, which has symbol represents the wing. Oh, they had a one picture. If you go to Google, they had actual sneakers back in Rome, and they look like sneakers that we wear today. You know?
I got a precept for naked.
Go ahead.
Exodus 32,
Yes, it-
beginning at 22. And Aaron said, let not the anger of my Lord wax hot. Thou knowest the people
That's
that
the one that I wanted. That's the one that I wanted.
Oh, that's
Show
the-
you that.
okay.
Yeah, that's the one that I wanted. Go ahead.
thou knowest the people that they are set on mischief. For they said unto me, make us gods which shall go before us. For as for this Moses, the man that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we wot not what is become of him. And I said unto them, whosoever have any gold, let them break it off. So they gave it me. Then I cast it into the fire, and there came out this calf. And when Moses saw that the people were naked, for Aaron had made them naked unto their shame
Did they
among
take
their
their
enemies.
clothes off? Now you asked some idiot in church. No, they actually took their clothes. No, they didn't take their clothes off, man. This book is parabolic,
Right.
symbolic. You know, they were naked because they were sinning. They
Right.
they wanted God in front of them, just like Jake today. Jake is talking about who's gonna be the next president because we gotta get Trump out of here. Anything's better than Trump. Man, you get another Edomite up in there, man.
Same shit.
The same fucking shit, man.
Different toilet.
That's it. Go ahead.
Then Moses stood in the gate of the camp and said, who is on the Lord's side? Let him come unto me. And all the sons of Levi gathered themselves together unto
Levi,
him.
man. Levi, brother. That's the baddest tribe out there, man. Levi was the one that took Esau down.
Yeah, yeah.
Judah didn't do it. Benjamin didn't do it.
Yeah, Ephraim didn't
Ephraim
do it.
didn't do it.
Manasseh didn't do it.
Manasseh didn't do it. Shit.
Levi
Did it. They messed Esau ass up, man. And that's why to this day they catch him pure D hell.
Oh yeah. And Esau making sure that they catch purity hell.
Because of that hatred.
Yep.
Because that hatred, man. You know?
Yeah. You know what? That's kind of like the scriptures say that Esau took vengeance upon
Well, I was
the
just
nation
thinking
Israel.
about that. Yeah.
Come on.
Give me what is that? Luke 21. It says these are the days of vengeance. It's got to be like around the 20th verse.
Yeah, that's
When
the
the
point
Romans
anyway.
got him, it said these are the days of vengeance.
Yeah, that's the point on
Come on.
Exodus 32.
You want to go straight to the
Go
point?
straight to the point.
Luke 21:22. For these be the days of
No,
vengeance.
go
Okay.
up another 2 verses.
All right. Luke 21:19. In your patience possess your souls, and when you shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies.
Now, what is that talking about? That's talking about 70 AD. You got guys teaching that. Well, that's talking about the end. Now, getting ready to happen. No, there was 2 events mentioned in Luke the 21st chapter, Luke the 24th chapter, and Luke the 21st chapter, and Matthew the 24th chapter, and Mark, Mark
13,
the 13th chapter.
Come.
All right, it was talking about two separate events, 70 AD, and it's talking about now.
Come.
So right there, the verses that you're reading right now is talking about 2,000 years ago. Go ahead.
And when you shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies,
What armies was it talking about?
the Roman armies.
The Roman armies. You know,
Come. Then
not
no,
just the Roman armies, but Herod's personal army. He had his personal army, man.
Come.
But they were working with the Romans. Go ahead.
Then know that the desolation thereof is nigh.
The desolation is what? Of what? The 70 AD.
Jerusalem, yep.
Go ahead.
They're falling away first.
Falling away first.
Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of it depart out, and let not
So
them.
they departed out. Where they departed to? They departed anywhere. They had relatives. They knew they can go to Europe. They had all those churches up there. They had they went down into the interiors of Africa. They went anywhere they could go. Go ahead.
It says, and let them not, Salake, and let not them that are in the countries enter therein too. For these be the days of
For
vengeance.
these be the days of vengeance. So who came up against them? It was the Romans alongside Herod and his army. And believe it or not, and I said this before, and that's documented that you had Edomites that were fighting on the side with Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, man. Why? Because they were converted to believing that they were Israelites or Jews. They were trying to get right with the Lord. Go ahead.
For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled.
That all things are written may be fulfilled. That Esau is going to take us down, man.
Yeah, I got a precept there.
Go ahead.
Matthew 11 and 12.
It's all about Jacob and Esau, man. If you went to the scriptures, what are the two most important peoples in the Bible? Jacob and Esau. Israelites and Edomites.
Yeah,
And before we started talking about Esau this and Jacob that, ain't no churches would teach about Esau.
Nope.
They would teach about nothing about Esau. They're talking about Esau now because we brought it up.
Right. Now all of
And
a
the
sudden,
group that brought up Esau and Edom was High Priest Ariel.
yeah.
That I believe Albert taught him. Because any other Hebrew group was calling the white man Japhet, man.
Right.
So the truth did come out of One West. And their focus and their target is on One West, man. They ain't messing with them guys over there in Damona, Israel. Because they ain't no spiritual threat.
Right.
They're just a bunch of lost Negroes that know that they're Israelites. That's about it. Go ahead.
Matthew 11 and 12. And from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffered violence.
Is Sakaran all right, man?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You want to use the bathroom?
The kingdom
Unless you
of
stop by the camp and see them brothers.
the kingdom of heaven suffered violence, and the violent take it by force.
Right. The kingdom of heaven suffered violence, and the violent take it by force. Now that's a question to ask a Christian. I'm gonna say a Christian. A Christian.
Yeah. Who's the violent?
Did Satan take over heaven? No. Did he try to take over heaven? Yes. Well, can you please explain me this, say like a so-called Jew. Could you please explain me this scripture?
Yeah.
Could you explain that to me? And they can't do it.
Con.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it. That's the
Go
point.
ahead. Where we at?
I got a quick precept. Jeremiah 10, we were dealing with, the Hellenization of Jake. Jeremiah 10 and 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen,
Turn out the way of the heathen. Huh?
and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them.
For the heathen are dismayed at them.
Before that, we were in Habakkuk 2 and Revelation 11.
So let's go back to Revelation 11.
All right. So this is Revelation chapter 11, verse 9. It says, and they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not.
Now, it's not physically dead bodies, because you can't walk around physically dead bodies, because you'll get sick and wind up dropping dead. You got to bury them bodies. And they showed you that in the movie The Kingdom of Heaven. You know?
Oh yeah, they had to burn the
They
bodies.
had to burn the bodies.
The scriptures say that the Lord breathed into Adam, and
Until his nostrils the breath of life.
right,
Yep.
and man became a living soul.
Man became a living soul.
Con. It says, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves, but
Because we were mentally dead, we were spiritually dead, meaning we didn't know that we were Israelites, which is mental, you know? Go ahead.
it says, but they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry, and shall send gifts one to another, because these two prophets tormented them that dwelt on the earth.
Yeah, back then, the prophets tormented people with the words, and we're tormenting them now. They're losing sleep over what we're saying. They're having bad dreams and nightmares. Go ahead.
It says, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them, and they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in
So
the
where is that going to take place? It's going to take place here in Babylon, man.
Con.
And why is it going to take place like that? The scripture says, Peter said, I believe it was Peter, the righteous so scarcely make it, man.
Con.
So in other words, the Most High is going to set it up where one day there's going to be a day where the Lord comes and we're going to start getting beamed up while the missiles are coming. And Esau's going to be looking up at the missiles and they're going to be looking at us being beamed up. So what the hell you going to go to some goddamn Ghana for, man? These guys they don't got the truth. They don't have the truth. They don't got the precedent, man. And they don't go out in the highways and about. Well, some of them do.
It says,
I got a precept.
Go ahead.
Figured that.
Go ahead, brother.
Okay.
Did you get in contact with them brothers?
Oh, I got
I
it.
did. They
Fine.
said they were on their way. Let me get it.
It says, oh, you got it?
Yeah. Wisdom of Solomon 5, 1 and 2. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him.
Where you reading from?
Wisdom of Solomon 5, 1 and 2.
Go ahead.
Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation.
Yeah, that's right. They're not gonna be watching YouTube. Oh my goodness, over there in Ghana, black people are getting beamed up. No.
Right.
The elect is gonna be beamed up out of America and around the world. You know?
Yeah, the main deliverance
But
is
the
gonna
main
take
deliverance is gonna be
right here.
Right here.
When they see it, Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 2, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation. So far beyond all that they look for. That's really the point.
Yep.
Amazed at the strangeness of his salvation. That's them going into those chariots, so-called UFOs. Being abducted, if you will.
That's it.
That's it. That's all I got to say.
So let's go back to
Revelation 11.
Revelation 11.
Revelation 11, verse 12. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them.
And their enemies beheld them. They're going to look around and notice that people are getting beamed up, and they're going to be noticing ain't no Edomites being beamed up. You know? Then they're going to say in their mind, is this true? Is this happening, what they've been saying? Because we've been saying this for years.
Right. And the ones that didn't get beamed up are the ones that took the chip. When you go to Revelation, I believe when you go to Revelation 14.
Revelation 14. Yep.
Let me see.
9.
There's a point because I was
Revelation 14 and 9. I believe.
con.
I got a precept.
Go ahead.
Matthew 24 and well, I'll start the 29th verse. Matthew 24 and 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken.
So read that again.
Matthew 24 and 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light.
So what's going to darken the sun and the moon?
Those missiles. Yeah.
Yep. Go ahead.
And the stars shall fall from heaven.
And those stars are the missiles.
Yep.
In Revelation 9, it referred to the missiles as figs falling from a tree, untimely figs. Go ahead.
And the powers of the heavens shall be shaken.
And the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. The powers of the heavens shall be shaken. It's talking about the government's structures going to be shaken, but the whole earth is going to be shaken. Also hold, after that, you can go to, you know that one, Isaiah 24.
Okay, keep reading that.
Yeah.
And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in
You
heaven.
want to see the sign of the Son of Man in heaven?
I guess you didn't see my text. Come on.
And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn.
And all the nations shall mourn, including Israel. They're going to mourn.
Yeah, because he's going to be bringing great death and destruction. And that's pursuant to Isaiah 66 and 15.
That's it.
And all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds.
There goes elect again. He's not going to gather all Israel. He's going to gather the elect.
The strangers of their salvation.
That's it. From the four winds. America's going to be the main place where anywhere the elect is situated. on the planet, they're going to be beamed up because these ships are going to cover the whole planet, man.
Yeah.
And see, people don't really take us seriously and look at this and consider it, Luke, Jake. You know why? Because it's so far-fetched.
Right.
You know?
Well, like the scripture say, the strangers of his
Strangers of his
salvation.
salvation. Yep.
Yeah, I had a precept.
Yeah, I'll finish that. Matthew 24:31, and he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. That's it.
Yeah, so this is Revelation 14:9. It says,
Also, you can go to
Oh, you wanted
ask for Isaiah 24.
yeah,
10.
Isaiah 24:10. You want that now?
Yeah.
Isaiah 24:10. The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up, that no man may come
The city
in.
of confusion is another way of saying it is Babylon. Babylon is great. What does the word Babylon mean? It means confusion. That great city, Babylon. Confusion, the city of confusion. Go ahead.
There is a crying for wine in the
And
streets.
that wine is answered. Why is this happening? Why is that happening? Who do we go to? You know? And we're giving you the wine. We got the wine out here. You don't want to drink it.
Nope.
See, we're at a point now where if we're not going to bend over backwards, Jake,
That's right.
if you don't get it, we're moving on.
I got a precept for you. He said we're giving you the
I
wine.
said, just forget it. Just forget it. If they can't get this, just forget it. You know, Albert had a straightforward attitude, man. Yaquab said if a nigga can't get it, we moving on.
Yeah, this is the quick precept. Proverbs 9:2. She have killed her beasts. She have mingled her wine. She have also furnished her table. And then down to the fifth verse, or the fourth verse, the third verse. She have sent forth her maidens. She crieth upon the highest places of the city with that wine. Yeah. Whoso is simple, let him turn in hither. As for him that wanteth understanding, she saith to him, come eat of my bread and drink of the wine which I have mingled.
That's it.
That's a precept.
hey, well, this is a precept.
Oh, okay. You know what you got to do? What was you reading at it?
Proverbs 9 and
Now go to the one in Song of Solomon.
3 and 2.
Is that 3 and 2? Did she speak about a come drink spice wine?
Yeah, I was thinking about that one too. I think it is 3 and 2.
Another one you can go to is I believe it's Song of Solomon 5, and there's another one in Song of Solomon 8, around about the beginning of the chapter.
Song of Solomon 8.
Give me Song of Solomon 8.
Actually, it is Song of Solomon 8.
Okay, go ahead and read it.
8 and 1. Song of Solomon 8 and 1. Oh that thou wert as my brother, that sucked the breasts of my mother.
That's us going out there teaching, and we're hoping that you Jakes wake up to this. And the sucking of the breast goes to Isaiah. Was that Isaiah 28? You know. Go ahead.
When I should find thee without, I would kiss thee. Yeah, I should not be despised.
I should not be despised. I'm telling you the truth. When you say, nah, man, we African, man, we're Kemetic, man. You know? No, we're Islamic. Our God is Allah. You know? So the ones that we're not going to argue. We're not going to sit there where we're going to have a debate. We're not having no goddamn debate, man. We ain't have no goddamn debate. If you can't see it, I have the truth. Yeah, but we should have the debate for what? You ain't going to change me. And it's obvious I'm not going to change you. And now we'll find out what's going to happen at the end of the movie, so to speak. So you're going to lose at the end of the movie.
That's right.
Go ahead.
I would lead thee and bring thee into my mother's house, who would instruct me. I would cause thee to drink of spiced
So
wine.
now, how are you instructed? You instructed on the YouTube. Go ahead.
I would cause thee to drink of spiced wine.
The spice wine represent what? It represent the truth in the form of wine. Because what does wine do? It relaxes you, man.
God.
You know?
Sedates you.
It sedates you. It makes you a little high. Like this truth
Yeah.
is supposed to make you high, man.
Oh yeah, it's supposed
You
to
know?
take you higher.
That's it.
Like
it.
James Brown. Going
That's
to
it.
take you
That's it.
higher.
That's it. It's Jake is always about going to that higher level.
Yep, yep.
Man. Go ahead.
On all levels.
On all levels. Go ahead.
I would cause thee to drink of spiced wine, of the juice of my pomegranate. That's pretty much the point. That you want me to keep reading?
Yeah,
That's-
keep reading. Let's see what
His left hand should be under my head, and his right hand should embrace me.
Go ahead, read on.
I charge you, O daughters of Jerusalem, that ye stir not up, nor awake my love until he be pleased.
Now, what does that mean?
Until he please.
Now, what does that mean? That means don't say, well, we're going to take this devil down. You know? No, you can't take this devil down. You can't take this devil down because he's in the power seat.
Yep.
This is the seat of Satan. You know?
That's right. The Most High said he takes one down and puts one up.
That's it.
Keep reading, or that's it?
Because that's foolhardy. I had to use that word there.
Foolhardy.
Ham would use that's foolhardy to go out to a gun range and bust off shots. That's foolhardy, man. That's stupidity, man.
Folly.
We're supposed to be known for our spiritualness, our spirituality.
Right.
Not,
You know?
Nothing
not
spiritual
going,
about that.
yeah, not going full retard.
Yeah, exactly.
That's carnal as hell, man. You're going on the gun range.
This is what you're supposed to do, man.
Yep.
What we're doing.
Preach
You
the
know?
preach
Yeah,
I
this
the
is
give
a
you
gun
another
right
example. Alizé and them, he's always out there speaking. He was out there in Chicago the other day. Them motherfuckers was freezing their asses off. They was out there, you know. That's what you're supposed to be doing, man.
I got a precept, Apostle Torah.
Go ahead.
This is 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 2. Preach the word, be instant in season, out of season. Reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering
Oh,
and
them guys
doctrine.
don't even understand. We ain't rebuking. We just getting together in brotherhood and sisterhood and in love. You know?
Yeah, I got a quick precept myself. 2 Corinthians
If a
10.
brother said he thinks that Edom might go make it, go ahead, let's go with it. It's all about, no, it ain't all about love, man. That's why the Most High said to rebuke them, man, when they go off.
That's not love.
That's not love, that's hate.
Yeah.
Open rebuke.
That's it.
It's better than secret love.
Go ahead.
2 Corinthians 10 and 4. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds.
So why would you want to show yourself as having firearms and shit like that, man?
Yeah, the real weapon is these
The real
scriptures.
weapon that cuts you is the scriptures, man.
Sword
And that's
of
why
the
Esau demonizes the way he does. See, this guy shot this guy up, did this. To demonize and make it physical, man. When we're spiritual people, man.
Yeah, we carry this.
And the way this place is going to be taken out is through the spirit of the Most High.
Yeah, we
And
carry.
the missiles are spiritual, man.
Yep.
That metal, the fire, that's all spiritual.
I got a precept, Apostle.
Go ahead.
Hebrews 4 and 12. For the word of the Most High is quick and powerful
Yeah,
and
I got
sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit,
Yeah.
and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and the intents of the heart,
The discerner of the thoughts and the what?
and the intents
And the
of the
intent
heart.
of the heart, man. You get cut to the heart.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
there's-
I
Oh,
saw-
somebody give me what is that? Acts. What is it? Acts 21:37.
Yeah, this verse lines up right with it. What he just read. The 5th verse, 2 Corinthians 10 and 5. Casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of the Heavenly Father,
That's it.
and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Yahushua. A gun can't do that.
Yep.
Come on. I got some. Romans 8 and 5. For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, but they that are after the spirit, the things of the spirit. For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace, because the carnal mind is enmity against the Most High.
Top
Con-
of the top.
Romans 8 and 1. There is therefore now no condemnation to them which are in Yahushua HaMashiach,
How do you find out Yahushua HaMashiach through the book?
Con,
Go ahead.
who walk not after the flesh,
Walk not after the flesh. Go ahead.
but after the spirit.
But after the spirit. Go ahead.
For the law,
How do you get in the spirit? By reading the book.
the
Go
law,
ahead.
Yahushua said, for they are they which testify of me.
Go ahead.
It says, for the law of the spirit of life in Yahushua HaMashiach had made me free from the law of sin and death. For what the law could not do, in that it was weak through the flesh, the Most High sending his Son in the likeness of sinful flesh, and for sin condemned sin in the flesh, that the righteousness of the law might be fulfilled in us, who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit.
Go ahead.
For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, but they that are after the Spirit, the things of the Spirit. For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace.
Go ahead.
It says, because the carnal mind is enmity against the Most
So
High.
when you go out on the gun range or you do this and that on a physical level, that's your enemy with the Lord. Because you're saying you need to do it, you don't need the Lord. Go ahead.
For it is not subject to the law of the Most High, neither indeed can be. So then they that are in the flesh cannot please the Most High.
They that are in the flesh cannot please the Most High. You can't come up with your own program. The program's already in the scriptures, man. Go ahead.
But ye are not in the flesh, but in the Spirit. If so be that the Spirit of the Most High dwell in you. Now if any man have not the Spirit of Yahushua, he is none of his.
That's a cut. So you got a lot of guys that call themselves Israelites, but they're really not Israelites. Give me Matthew 7:21.
Can I read this precept for you?
Go ahead.
2 Thessalonians 2:8. And then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
Go to the third verse.
He didn't say with the spirit of a gun.
No, that's it.
The spirit of his mouth.
Yep. The spirit. What's the spirit of the Lord's mouth?
His word.
But he's going to speak to us.
Yeah, yeah.
Meditate or not what you say, but not ye that speak with the Father that is in you. So we're spokesman for the Lord. Go ahead.
2 Thessalonians 2:1, right?
Go ahead.
Now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord Yahushua, and by our gathering together unto him, that ye be not soon shaken in mind, or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter as from us, as that day of Yahushua is at hand. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except they come a falling away first.
Now this was Paul speaking to the different churches concerning the events, how they were going to be taken over. There was a whole lot of events. That a lot of them were going to fall off. Go ahead.
Except they come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed,
Go ahead.
the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Heavenly Father, or that is worshipped,
Go ahead.
so that he as the Most High sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High.
In a nutshell, that's talking about anything that's of the Lord, the angels, they're all white. Go ahead.
And now ye know what withholdeth that he might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
Yeah, the spirit of his mouth is us speaking, and the brightness of his coming is when he actually physically comes back.
Yeah, the point is the spirit of his mouth, that's these scriptures spoken by us. So you don't need no gun. You don't need to make no display of weapons and all that. The real weapon is this truth, this knowledge.
Oh, Ephesians 6th chapter.
Yeah.
The armor of the Lord.
The armor of the Lord, the sword of the Spirit. The Bible is also called the sword of the Spirit, man. Sword of the Spirit.
I got a quick one, Pastor.
Yeah, you got it.
Hosea chapter 6, verse 5. Therefore have I hewed them by the prophets.
That's another one.
I have slain them by the words of my mouth, and thy judgments are as a light that goeth forth.
Shit.
And like the other precept you always bring out, Apostle Dubois, that the Most High's word will be in your mouth, and these people will be the wood,
Oh, yeah.
you know, and they
So
shall
devour
burn them,
them.
devour them.
Matter of fact, that's Jeremiah.
Yep.
Jeremiah 5:14.
Also get
Hey, Shalom, Mike. What you bring up?
Isaiah, what was that, 62 verse 5, I believe.
Okay.
I
Isaiah
thought you
62
had
and
said you
5.
was on the corner, no? Or
Isaiah 62.
Here they are. Here they come.
Where the?
They're coming right now.
Okay, there they go.
Oh, okay.
Isaiah, you mean 6? I have set watchmen.
6. Yeah.
Isaiah 62 and 6. I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace, day nor night.
Boom.
He that make mention. Hey, shalom.
Is the word credit heavy now?
Isaiah 62 and 6. I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace, day nor night.
Yeah, that's the prophet speaking.
Yep.
You know, day or night. You know, right now, it's early, but it's nighttime, pretty much.
Yeah, day nor night. Yeah. Because we're going into night.
Yep.
Ye that make mention of the Lord, keep not silence.
Yeah.
And who is that? Who makes mention of the Lord? We do.
Yeah.
We're the Lord's prophets, man. We're his teachers.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey, somebody got to be the prophet.
Yeah. And somebody got to be the teachers.
Yep.
So we're never going to keep silence. Reading on, and give him no rest till he establish, until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth.
Yeah.
And that's what the Heavenly Father's going to do. You got
When you read the first verse, you know, it speaks about the Lord, you know, not giving the Lord rest. Matter of fact, if you don't mind, or you know what, I got it here. Shalom, brother. Isaiah 62 and 1. For Zion's sake will I not hold my peace, is the Most High speaking. And for Jerusalem's sake will I not rest until the righteousness thereof go forth as brightness, and the salvation thereof as a lamp that burneth. You know, and that's, you know, so pretty much the Lord is not giving rest. So we're supposed to keep crying out to the Lord until he made Jerusalem a praise in the earth. Because obviously Jerusalem is not a praise in the earth yet. Because if that was the case, all nations will be flocking to the people of the Lord. They're not flocking to the people of the Lord.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Apostle, you want me to read more? That's pretty much
Where you at?
Isaiah 62 and 7. And give him no rest till he establish, until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth.
That's it. Go ahead.
This is Luke chapter 18, verse 1. It says that he spake a parable unto them to this end, that men ought always to pray and not to faint.
Go ahead, read that again.
No, this is Luke 18 and 1. And he spake a parable unto them to this end, that men ought to always pray and not to faint, saying, there was in a city a judge which feared not the Most High, neither regarded men, and there was a widow in that city, and she came unto him, saying, avenge me of my adversary. And he would not for a while, but afterward he said within himself, though I fear not the Most High, nor regard men, yet because this widow troubleth me, I will avenge her, lest by her continual coming she weary me.
Well, that's what we're doing. Constantly doing what the Lord told us to do, you know? Wear this man out, you know? You know, this is a nuisance to this man. That's why this man be talking about us, putting us on the news. And all we've been doing is what? We're coming out on the highways and byways making videos, man.
That's right.
Like the scripture we read earlier.
Hurts, man. You know?
Yeah, like the scripture we read earlier, consume him with the spirit of the Lord's mouth. The word, man, the word does it. That's what gets Esau. Word. You got it.
It says, and the Lord said, hear what the unjust judge saith, and shall not the Most High avenge his own elect, which
There goes the
cries,
word elect
again.
Will the Most High will not avenge his own elect?
Own elect, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, so you guys, man, you talking about the nation. We got to raise up the nation.
No, it ain't about the
The
nation.
Lord talking about the
It
elect,
ain't about the
man.
nation, man. The Most High gonna start. This is in the Apocrypha. This kingdom is for few.
right.
What Bible are you guys reading?
It says in
They're
Isaiah.
doing their own thing, man.
Yeah, they're doing their own thing.
Lean not upon their own understanding.
God,
What was that? That was Sesame Street or Electric Company? One of those kids is doing his own
That's
thing.
it,
One
that's
of
it.
those kids
Yep.
is
not the same.
it's not the same. That's you guys, man.
Yep. Can I read this real quick?
Go ahead.
Isaiah 10 and 22. For though thy people Israel be as a sand of the sea, yet a remnant of them shall return. The consumption decree shall overflow with righteousness.
Remnant.
That's straight to the point. That remnant,
Oh, so
small number.
it says, "For the Lord power of hosts shall make a consumption even determined in the midst of all the land." And then I got one
Yeah,
more.
that consumption is the destruction of Babylon, America, by those
Oh, we'll mark
chariots,
them in Ezekiel 9.
Yeah,
by,
Con,
by the chariots and the missiles.
Con.
You
This
got
is
this, a lot of these other Israelite groups talking about, well, what about the Most High's mark as compared to Esau's mark?
Okay.
Esau's mark is a physical mark, man. It's a spiritual mark.
Con.
Go ahead.
Romans. I got some real quick. Romans 9 and 6. Not as though the word of the Lord had taken none effect, for they are not all Israel which are of Israel. Because you have the elect, the Israel of the Most High. You know, so all, you know, even though Israel is the elect nation, not all Israelites are part of the elect in this time. You know.
Go ahead.
Galatians chapter 6, verse 16. And as many as walk according to this rule, peace be on them and mercy and upon the Israel of Yahweh Bashem
Yeah,
Yahweh.
that's what we used to read that a lot. Way back in the day. The Israel of Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
It says St. John chapter 17, verse 9. I pray for
Yeah, I
them.
know he was
I pray not for the world, but for them which thou hast given me, for they are thine. And all mine are thine, and thine are mine, and I am glorified in them.
Keep reading.
It says, and now I am no more in the world, but these are in the world.
What does it mean? He's no longer in the world, but we in the world. We here right now. We're in the physical realm. Our Lord is in the spiritual realm. Go ahead.
It says, and now I am no more in the world, but these are in the world. And I come to thee, Holy Father, keep through thine own name those whom thou hast given me, that they may be done,
Those are the elect. Go ahead.
that they may be done.
Just because you're an Israelite don't mean you're going to be saved. Just because you know you're an Israelite, man.
There's different criteria. You
Exactly.
got to be of the elect.
Got to be of the elect.
Quick precept for you. Galatians 6.
You're not doing what we're doing, coming out here on the highways and the byways, doing the sit downs, constantly breaking down the scriptures. That's what we known for, man.
Yeah, just teach the word.
Just teach the word. How many powerful lessons you can get from just
yeah.
watching the videos, man?
Oh, hell yeah. Quick precept for you. Galatians 6 and 16. And as many as walk according to this rule, peace be on them and mercy and upon the Israel of God.
Con.
You know, he just read that.
Oh, yeah?
And that's the spirit.
Oh, okay, okay.
Spirit.
You go,
Can I read this just one real quick?
Go ahead.
Matthew 28:20, teaching them to observe all things whatsoever I have commanded you, and lo, I am with you always, even unto the end of the world. So
What he said in was it St. John 14, I shall not leave you comfortless, I shall come to you.
Con.
And you got a lot of people that follow him and tell the doctor he's a comforter. Now, if they knew the scripture, that shit wouldn't have worked on me. That wouldn't have worked on me. Look, I'm the God sent comforter. I said, what?
Yeah.
Nigga, what?
Who?
Nigga, what did you just say? But that's why a lot of these jakes, I said a lot of our jakes, a lot of these jakes is just following different groups, man.
I'm just laughing at the fact that those guys actually believe that
Well,
dude was the comforter.
they were weak, but they were weak in the they wasn't studied in the scriptures. They damn sure wasn't in the church of Berea.
Dude had a comfort bus. He had a, you know, with his picture on the bus. I want
Those are
comfort.
weak people. Those people don't study, man.
Man, the Lord, when the Lord said, "My people are foolish," He wasn't kidding,
Yeah,
man.
Israel, for the most part. And we represent the world, you know?
I got a quick piece of apostle.
Go ahead.
St. John 14:27,
And
peace.
that's why you think these motherfuckers always scoff at us, man. There's one guy scoffed on a video I did the other day. So instead of me knocking him off, I said, you know what, I'm going to confront him. I'm going to say, well, where am I, you know?
Yep.
You know what happened? Back and forth, going nowhere, you know?
Waste of time.
Just a waste of time. But I knew that was going to be a waste of time, man.
But just to prove it,
They
you
said,
know.
see, the guy said, private interpretation. You got a private interpretation. So I'm like, what? Name me one, that I went
Example,
off
yeah.
on. And where are your videos? Since I don't know anything, where are your videos at?
Right. Yep. This is St. John 14:27.
And the whole about 25 brothers went there, cursed his ass out.
Con, they stoned him with the word.
Yep.
St. John 14:27. Peace I leave with you. My peace I give unto you. Not as the world giveth, give I unto you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid.
That's it. Go ahead.
This is 2 Ezra 8:1. He answered me, saying, The Most High have made this world for many, but the world to come for few.
What did I say before? Didn't I say that?
Yeah, that's beautiful, yeah.
Yep. Go ahead.
Hey, that's what the scripture said. Be not concerned how the wicked shall be destroyed, but be concerned how the righteous shall be saved.
And those wicked are wicked Israelites.
Con, that's
Don't
right.
worry about them wicked. Don't worry about your favorite uncle.
Yep.
Yeah, the righteous shall scarcely be saved.
And we ain't worrying about Kobe. And everybody worried about Kobe. Niggas worried about Kobe, man.
Worry about
Kobe dead and gone, man.
Yep. Now he's good.
Dead and about to be buried.
Yeah,
And he's in the spirit world. He ain't worried about you, man.
yeah.
They ain't playing ball up there. Ain't no NBA up there in heaven, man.
Oh, hell no.
Ain't no air
He's
dunking.
good. He knows he's an Israelite.
Yeah.
Ain't no Air Jordans up
Right.
there.
Ain't no paradise dunking.
Yeah.
Backflip. Them different shit that they're doing now.
Kobe was
360
bad,
degrees.
man. I've been watching videos, and right out of high school, man, he went right into the NBA. And I believe the first year he was in the slam dunk contest, man. He won that shit, man. And he won. It was showing him when he was young and in his prime, man. That's why motherfuckers. And well, that's why Snoop said what he said about Gil. And I said you shouldn't worry about Gil. Gil. Then you know what that showed me? It sounded like Lahab. You know what that showed me?
Gil is still.
Hey, there's a certain Jake. There's an uply, mobile, bootleg, bougie type Jake. These niggas, I'm not thinking about you. Them are Edomites. Look at them as Edomites, man. They're chocolate Edomites, man. And you ain't a part of that, Snoop. You might be up here, but you can't go to them dinner, them aristocratic dinners unless you're performing.
Right.
Now, Gail and Oprah, them, they can go right up in there, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They can't cross.
Snoop can't go up in there. He thought he could go up in there.
Right. They can't cross that line.
He can't cross that line. He realized that, man.
He'd have to come through the back door.
And then Suzanne Rice said, look, nigga, she got gangster. That's why he apologized, because, look, nigga, we got our own army, man. You know?
got the real
and, and she married to an Edomite, man. She's married to it. So she's in that world. They're not going to make it. They're not going to make it, man. Gail ain't going to make it. Oprah ain't going to make it. Them bougie niggas, they ain't going to make it, man.
They got their consolation on this side.
They got their consolation on this side.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Psalms 147:10. He delighteth not in the strength of the horse, he taketh not pleasure in the legs of a man.
That's it. Hey, it says, curse in Jeremiah, curse be the man that trusts in the Lord.
Got a quick precept for you.
Go ahead.
Luke 6:24. It says, but woe unto you that are rich, for you have received your consolation. Woe unto you that are full, for ye shall hunger. Woe unto you that laugh now, for ye shall moan and weep.
That's it.
So, yeah.
Go ahead.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 17. It says, for though they live long, yet shall they be nothing regarded, and their last age shall be without honor. Or, if they die quickly, they have no hope, neither comfort in the day of trial. For horrible is the end of the unrighteous generation.
Go ahead.
Psalms 1 and 4. The ungodly are not so, but are like the chaff which the wind driveth away. Therefore the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord knows the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish.
The ungodly are Israelites.
Yep.
Now give me Amos, Amos 9 and 8, I believe. Go ahead.
Matthew 19, verse 24. And again I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of the Most High.
Say, and what I ask for?
Amos 9.
Go ahead.
It's Amos 9 and 8. It says, "Behold, the eyes of the Lord are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth."
Now that's talking about Israel. That's first talking about Israel. But now that refers to Esau. Keep reading.
"Saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob."
That's how
saith
you
Yahweh
know it's talking about
Sabaoth.
Israel. Saving, I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob. Because why? Because there's an elect. Go ahead.
Verse 9, "For lo, I will command and I will sift the house of Israel among all nations. Like as corn is sifted in a sieve, yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth."
That's the elect. Go ahead.
Verse 10, "All the sinners of my people
Israelites, 2/3. Go ahead.
shall die by the sword,
Shall die by the sword, the destruction. Go ahead.
which say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us."
They're going to say ain't nothing going to happen to us. That's what Jake says, man. That's why they listen to us and they wag their head at us, man. And there's going to be a day where the missile's going to come and there's going to be much wailing and gnashing of teeth. We read that earlier, man. And there's not going to be any way for them to escape. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Matthew 10, verse 34. It says, "Think not that I come to send peace on earth. I come not to send peace, but a sword."
That's it.
Got a precept?
Go ahead.
This is Ezekiel chapter 12, verse 21. "And the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, what is that proverb that ye have in the land of Israel, saying, The days are prolonged, and every vision faileth? Tell them therefore, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel, but say unto them, The days are at hand, and the effect of every vision. For there shall be no more any vain vision, nor flattering divination within the house of Israel. For I am Yahweh, I will speak, and the word that I shall speak, and the word I shall speak shall come to pass. It shall be no more prolonged. For in your days, O rebellious house, will I say the word, and will perform it, save the Lord Yahweh. Again, the word of the Lord Yahweh came to me, saying, Son of man, behold, they of the house of Israel say, the vision that he seeth is for many days to come. And he prophesied.
Well, that's what Jake is doing. They're putting it to the it ain't gonna happen in our lifetime. All these Jakes that have bucked up against this thing, the Most High got their number. Well, he's gonna mark them. You know, literally, he's gonna give them that chip. Go ahead.
And he prophesied of the times that are far off. Therefore, it said to them, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, there shall none of my words be prolonged anymore, but the word which
that goes with Habakkuk too. Go ahead.
But the word which I have spoken shall be done, saith the Lord Yahweh.
Now, I was going to say go something. Damn, I forgot where I was.
I got a quick brief.
Go ahead, bring it out. Bring it out.
I don't know if the brother read it. Amos 6.
Oh, I'm sorry. 2 Peter, I believe it's 2 Peter 3:1.
Quick precept for you.
Go ahead.
Amos 6:3 and 4. Ye that put far away the evil day, and cause the seat of violence to come near, that lie upon beds of ivory, and stretch themselves upon their couches, and eat the lambs out of the flock, and the calves out of the midst of the stall, that chant to the sound of the viol, and invent to
You know
themselves.
what that means, chant to the sound of the viol? Jake is listening to a good song and they humming along with the song.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, they're driving down in their nice car. and their
No.
song come on. Oh, yo, this is my jam.
This is my shit.
This is my shit.
Go ahead.
That chant to the sound of the viol.
Well, I'm pretty sure they was in the helicopter, you know, and when this guy got up in the morning, not to get on him and shit, hey, but you don't know what the Most High gonna do, man. You ain't the Most High. The Most High take you out. He don't give a damn who you are in the world. I don't care who you are in the fucking world, man. That's what the Lord said. I don't give a damn who the fuck you are in the world.
You give away my position one more time.
That's
I'm gonna
it.
plead
That's
you
it.
real quiet.
That's it.
And leave you here too.
He did that, man, because they couldn't recognize his body. His body was burned beyond recognition. And his daughter, they couldn't even find his daughter.
Man.
She just disintegrated.
Disintegrated, yeah. Or
And there ain't gonna be no open funeral, man. There ain't gonna be an open coffin.
No, hell
There's gonna be a closed coffin, man. They took some of his dust, his remnants and shit, and put it in there. How was that?
He was a demon warlock.
Yeah. Yep, go ahead.
Proverbs 27, verse 1. Boast not thyself of tomorrow, for
That's
thou
it.
knowest not what a day may bring forth.
He was talking about what he gonna do next week, next year. And, he gonna surprise his wife with this. He's probably thinking about, I'm gonna go to Italy this summer.
Yep.
But where's that in James 5?
Con.
Go to that.
Oh, there's still more.
All right, we're gonna get back to you.
Okay.
Right back to you.
No, because they got some juicy stuff.
Not sweated. This is the book of James,
Gotta
chapter.
get all that meat off there.
Come on, baby. Damn it. James 5
Phone
and
is starting to stick.
let's see.
The cold,
You got it? Okay.
The cold makes the sword stick.
Con.
Right?
I was just
Right?
thinking about that.
Yeah, that's a sword right there.
Con.
Yeah, come.
Sometimes the hand sticks to the sword.
Yeah, that's right. The frost.
The frost. Go ahead.
You got it, bro?
This is James chapter 4, verse 13.
That's it. Go ahead. I said 5. Go ahead.
Go to now, ye that say, today or tomorrow we will go into such a city and continue there a year and buy and sell and get gain. Whereas ye know not what shall be on the morrow, for what is your life? It is even a vapor that appeareth for a little time and then vanisheth away. For that ye ought to say, if the Lord will, we
If the
shall
Lord
live.
will, that's what you got to start saying. That Most
Right.
High willing, I'll
That's
see
right.
whatever.
right.
Most High is willing,
Yes, I will.
And
And
like-
when we close this thing, we shalom, we'll see Most High willing. We'll be out here next week.
Yep.
Because it's all about the Most High's will.
That's right.
Now, Kobe wasn't thinking like that. And plus, Kobe knew that we were Israelites.
Oh yeah.
He knew everybody knows about the Israelites. So when the destruction comes, they can't say, oh, well, I didn't know. If I would have heard these guys, I would have listened. Well, that's that rich man and Lazarus, man.
Con.
Matter of fact, give me that. Go right to the point.
Hey, that parable where the man, he has so much riches, he didn't have enough room. He said, you know what, I'm going to tear my barns down, build new ones up. And then when he did that, the Lord
The
said,
Most High called him a fool.
that's
Thou
it.
fool.
Yeah, this night,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
soul is required. So, you never know when your soul is required, man.
What?
And that's why it's the Lord's will. If the Lord will, we do this and that tomorrow.
Right, you
And-
got that in Luke 16?
And Yahushua said, take no thought for tomorrow. It said, for sufficient for the day is the evil thereof.
That's it.
Quick
That's
precept
it.
for you.
Go ahead.
John 15 and 22. If I had not come and spoken unto them, they had not had sin. But now they have no cloak for their sin.
So anytime you see, especially you scoffers, you come scoffing, talking shit, you're going to be condemned. And you can't say, well, I didn't know, and if I knew that these were the men of the Lord, man, go ahead, go right to the point,
This is Luke 16, verse 19. There was a certain rich man which was clothed in purple and fine linen and fared sumptuously every day.
No, go a bit like a verse down. I want to go further, more to the point. We know the story. Go ahead.
Okay, verse 20. And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus,
Go to the next verse down.
21, and desiring to be fed.
Next verse.
Next verse. And it came to pass that the beggar died and was carried
Right
by
there.
the angels into Abraham's bosom.
Go ahead.
The rich man also died and was buried, and in hell he lift up his eyes.
Now remember, that's a parable. So the Christians use that as, see, that proves that there's an actual hell. No, it's a parable.
Right.
All right? Go ahead.
Being in torments and seeing Abraham afar off,
And that torment is when we torment his ass. Go ahead.
and Lazarus in his bosom, and he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus that he may dip the tip of his finger in water.
Because if you're engulfed in flames, is a glass of water going to help you?
No.
He didn't even ask for a glass of water. He said, could you dip your finger in some water and put it on my tongue? Well, you ain't got no tongue. You're burnt up. You're burnt the hell up, man. You jumping, and like the Tale from the Hood.
Yeah.
Remember when Mr. Sims revealed this house and we had people in fire dancing in the fire, they were getting burnt up. Which, it's bullshit.
That
Go ahead.
tongue shall consume away in that mouth.
That's right. Right. Hold up. The missiles, that fire can consume you, but
Right.
hell, you ain't gonna get consumed, man.
James 2 and 13.
Oh Lord.
For he shall have judgment without mercy that have showed no mercy.
Esau didn't show no mercy, man. I was watching IUIC. They did a thing where they showing how these cops were going busting in the house and there were black, so-called black kids in there, and they were putting guns in their faces, man.
Yeah.
That shows you. Well, that's in Deuteronomy 28. They shall show no mercy to the old or the young.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, like the scripture said, for he shall have judgment without mercy. So when we get him in slavery, there ain't gonna be no mercy on this devil. That's why the rich man begged for what? Basically, the rich man was begging for compassion.
Yeah.
Well, he said he's already done.
Yeah.
But maybe my brothers can you know, get if they see it ain't well. Keep reading. It'll tell you that.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he said to dip the tip of, you know, basically that's a metaphor for compassion. But ain't no compassion gonna be shown to Esau in the kingdom, man. And we reading it there, James 2 and 13. For he shall have judgment without mercy.
Now, if you go to Google and you put in that parable right there with Abraham holding Lazarus is in the bosom of Abraham, he's gonna show you a damn cracker playing Abraham, and then a guy, an Edomite. Hey, if you go to Google and you put Job, it'll be different various pictures of Edomites.
Yeah, yeah. Everybody's Edomite.
Put Saul, King Saul, Edomites. You know. Hey, I put in 144,000. Somebody do that. Please go to 144,000 and go to images, man. They're all Edomites.
Yes.
They're fucking all Edomites, man. And that's fucking white supremacy.
I believe that's from what, the Jehovah Witness?
That's all of them, man. Not just a Jehovah Witness.
I mean,
But that's white fucking supremacy, man.
they got a nerve.
They got some fucking nerve,
You know,
man.
like as long as everything was so-called white,
I
everything
can
was cool.
understand if the devils, yeah, we got a couple of whites over here, but a couple of Puerto Ricans and Chinese.
Right.
You know, and a couple of Russians in the back and some
Right.
Hamites.
Right.
But you're still wrong. But your fucking picture is all fucking Edomites.
Yeah.
But you're not, but that's not, that's it. Show
you
them
go,
on the
there you
damn
go.
camera, man.
There you
You
go.
got pissed the fuck off.
Oh,
That's it
another
right
one.
there.
Yeah,
That's
the bigger
another
one. Yeah.
They're all
You could show that
Edomites.
one to Apostle.
That's honky heaven.
That's hunky heaven.
That's if you could bring it this way, yeah. Hey, that's Uncle Ruckus heaven.
Honky
He ain't gonna
heaven.
be there, man.
Honky heaven. Not one is a Jake, man. Not one.
No Moabites,
crackers.
no
Yeah.
Moabites, you know, no Ammonites, no Hamites,
Right.
no Arabs,
Right.
you know,
And they all look the same.
they
Hey,
all Edomites.
hey, remember in the movie Bruce Almighty, was it? Where the Most High played the Jake, Morgan Freeman? Remember, he was what, the janitor of the building,
Yep.
you know?
Yep.
So I'm surprised they didn't have a Jake or Ephraimite or somebody
yep.
sweeping the floors over there.
Yep. Esau's plan, Esau's heaven is a white heaven, man. You know?
And they all look the same. Like the Most High is not a power of variety. What a boring, this is a boring ass kingdom, man. Everybody looks the same.
Yeah.
They're all dressed the same.
But if you call that guy, if you call him racist, he gonna look at you like you got 3 heads.
Yep. Hey, remember that Twilight Zone episode where everybody had the pig nose, and that was considered to be beautiful.
Yeah.
And then the one chick, she was regular.
Yeah.
So that's Esau. Esau wants everybody the same, you know.
Where we at? Go ahead.
16 verse 25. I'm gonna read 24 again.
Woo.
And he cried and said,
Put that
Father
over here.
Abraham, have mercy on me.
You know, it ain't too bad.
And send Lazarus that he may
When the
dip
wind
the
don't
tip
blow,
of his
God,
finger
God.
in water
When the wind
and
blows,
cool my tongue. For I am tormented in
Windshield.
this flame.
Windshield.
But Abraham said, Son, remember that thou in thy lifetime receivest thy good things, and likewise Lazarus evil
That's
things.
Esau. Thou in thy lifetime have received good things. Go ahead.
And likewise Lazarus evil things, but now he is comforted and thou art tormented.
Now he is comforted, thou art tormented. Somebody hold Deuteronomy 30 verse 7. Matter of fact, go to it right now. Then we're gonna come back to
working
Luke
slow.
16.
Yeah, it's cold. The frost.
So Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 7.
Frost makes it
And
act up.
the Lord Yahweh thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee.
See,
And thou shalt return
Feels like
and
18
obey the
degrees.
voice of the Lord Yahweh and do all his commandments which I have commanded thee this day.
Now go right quick to Isaiah 14 and 2.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 2. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord Yahweh for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were.
How you gonna get around that? Now go from there to Isaiah 61 verse 2.
That's a bad chapter, the whole chapter.
Isaiah chapter 61, verse 2. It says, to proclaim the acceptable year, of the Lord Yahweh, and the day of vengeance of our power, to comfort all that mourn.
Now Esau, now vocab would say, it says all that mourn. If you're white and you're mourning, no. All that mourn is talking about Israel. Starting with the elect. Go ahead. Woo! Go ahead.
It says, to appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, to give unto them beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise.
Beauty for ashes. Our woman, man, what does it say in Isaiah 3 verse 16 on down? About our woman, right? Hey, when we get in the kingdom, these women that look like scallywags on this side, they're gonna be, man,
drop dead.
They're gonna be bad. Bad, man.
Bad, man.
Go ahead.
It says the garment of praise.
The garment of praise. Go ahead.
For the spirit of heaviness, that they might be called trees of righteousness, the planting of the Lord Yahweh, that he might be glorified.
Now that's all talking about the kingdom of heaven, right? What else is going to happen in the kingdom of heaven? Read on.
And they shall build the old wastes, they shall raise up the former desolations, and they shall repair the waste cities, the desolations of many generations.
Go ahead.
And strangers shall stand and feed your flocks, and the sons.
The strangers now, hold up, vocab. Now you can say that those are talking about other nations, right? Strangers, meaning your other nations are going to feed your flocks. They're going to be out there working for you. Go ahead.
They never mentioned that.
They've never mentioned that. Go ahead.
And the sons of the alien shall be your plowmen. And
the
your
sons of the aliens of the other nations shall be your plowmen. Go ahead.
And your vine dressers.
And your vine dressers. Go ahead.
But ye shall be
I mean,
named.
that's a good one, but you know what I used to always go into? Isaiah 60. It says pretty much the same thing. You know? Matter of fact, we're going to go to Isaiah 60. All right, go ahead.
Verse 6. But ye shall be named the priests of the Lord Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai. Men shall call you the ministers of our power, Yahweh Bashem
Why we going to be
Yahushai.
ministers and priests? Because we got to teach the other nations the Lord. Because all Israel, what's that the fulfillment of?
Jeremiah.
That's, what is that? Exodus, what is that? Exodus 19 and 4?
I got a quick one for you.
Go ahead.
Revelation chapter 5, verse
Starts around 9.
It says, and has made us unto our power kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth.
Yep.
What you reading out of?
Revelation 5 and 10.
Beautiful, beautiful. Go ahead.
Somebody got that one in Exodus?
No, go me one. Yeah.
You said 19?
I believe it's Exodus 19 and 4.
It says, ye have seen what I did unto the Egyptians.
Yeah, right from there.
Okay,
Key point is in the 6th verse. Go ahead.
This is Exodus 19 and 4. Ye have seen what I did unto the Egyptians, and how I bare you on eagle's wings, and brought you unto myself. Now therefore, if ye will...
Now keep in mind, is there any record of eagle's wing coming down and picking up Israel? No, that's parabolic. Go ahead.
Now therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed, and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people, for all the earth is mine. And ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and an holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel.
That's a cut right there. What did it change? How did the other people get up in there?
Right.
Who's going to be the priest? What was the last scripture I said go to? Isaiah 61, was it?
Yep.
Go back to it. Go back to it.
We'll use Isaiah 61.
over Isaiah 61.
No, but go back to Isaiah,
Isaiah
61 and
61,
read
yeah,
where you
yeah.
left off.
Okay. This is back in Isaiah chapter 61, verse 6. It says, "But ye shall be named the priests of the Lord Yahweh."
That's a fulfillment of what? What your brother just read.
God.
Go ahead.
Men shall call you the ministers of our power, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai,
Yep.
but shall eat the riches of the
So
Gentiles.
what nation is talking about? Israel. How do we know? Go back to Exodus. That's all you got to do. This hasn't changed. The Most High is not a man that he should change, man.
Yeah,
The
that's
Most High is not a liar, man.
that's
let
what-
every what's it?
be man
Let every
fully
man
persuaded.
be a liar and the Most High be true. You know?
God.
Let the Lord be true, every man.
That's right.
Go ahead.
1 Peter 2 and 9. But ye are a chosen generation,
Same scriptures. That's it. Go ahead.
a royal priesthood,
Yep.
and holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should show forth the praises of him who have called you out of darkness into his marvelous light.
Hold up now. We were in darkness. I mean, meaning we didn't know who we were the hell we were.
God.
And the place where it was said, ye are not the sons of the Most High, there it shall be said that you are the sons of the living God.
And that's what them so-called Christians don't like to go to the Old Testament because it gives you the
Hell, they don't
blueprint.
like to go to the New Testament, man.
Con.
You go into the New Testament, you go to Romans 9. They don't want to deal with that.
Con.
Somehow they get the Gentiles in there.
Yep. But if you go back to the Old Testament,
Then that really gets
it breaks it down who they are.
And the New Testament prophets, they were quoting from the Old Testament.
That's it.
You know?
Well, Stephen got stoned.
Oh yeah, he went all
He
into
went,
the Old,
he
all
went
into the Old
deep
Testament.
into the Old Testament
Yep, yep.
and brought
Well,
up
that's
the,
all they had. That's all they had. That's it.
Yep. As it is written.
I got a
and they
quick
stoned
precept.
him. They killed him.
Well, those were Israelites that killed them.
That's right.
Those were, I believe, those are Alexandrian.
Yep.
They were them was a special type of demons, man.
Yep. They was wicked as hell.
They were wicked, man.
I got a quick precept for you.
Go ahead.
Matthew 13 and 52.
Ooh, boy.
Then said he unto them, therefore every scribe which is instructed unto the kingdom of heaven is like unto a man that is an householder, which bringeth forth out of his treasure things new and old.
New Testament, Old Testament.
So that's the whole book.
That's it.
Oh, and then there's a scripture where it says the Lord comes in the volume of the book.
That's right.
So that's the Old and New Testament. That, as a matter of fact, that's what is that? That's in Psalms and that's in Hebrews. Both.
Give me a couple dollars. Hold on, Bob. Yeah, we'll give him.
Yo, my man.
Hey, round up.
Got that precept. You got a precept.
Go ahead.
Apostle Devon said, Hebrews chapter 10, verse 7. Then said I, lo, I come. In the volume of the book, it is written of me, to do thy will, O Most High.
Yeah, so the volume of the book, that's the Old and New Testament.
So now let's go back to Isaiah 61.
Okay. This is back in Isaiah chapter 61, verse 6. It says, but ye shall be named the priests of the Lord Yahweh. Men shall call you the ministers of our power. Ye shall eat the riches of the Gentiles, and in their glory shall ye boast yourselves.
In their glory you shall boast yourself. So what does that mean? In the kingdom we're going to be high and mighty.
Yep.
And they're going to be on the bottom. We're going to be like, yeah, we in the kingdom, baby. What the fuck you doing,
Yep.
man?
It's gonna be
We're in
arrogant.
the fucking field, man. Get the fuck
Yep.
you know?
Yeah,
Gonna be arrogant against some
We're going to be
nation.
arrogant against them.
Yep.
You know?
And the Lord said we're gonna boast in their, the shit that they had,
Yep.
which really belongs to us.
That's it. That's it. This is our shit.
That's
Go
right.
ahead.
Thank you for keeping it warm for us.
That's it.
It says, for your shame
Keep everything
ye
warm.
shall have double, and for confusion they shall rejoice in their portion.
I got a quick precept to
And their
line up.
confusion, they shall rejoice in their portion.
To line up with what he's reading. Psalm 2, 8 and 9.
Nice.
Ask of me,
No,
and I
start from the top. We're going to read that whole Read that whole chapter. I love that chapter. Hey, when Ariel used to go into that, he used to go. He used to read that whole chapter.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
Psalm 2 and 1. Why do the heathen rage?
That's why you got to read from the first verse.
Yeah.
'Cause
Why
the
do the
heathen
heathen
fucking shit.
rage?
Like hold up, the Chinese were talking. Everybody talking about, well, the Chinese is the next great power.
Oh, yeah,
No,
yeah,
they
yeah.
ain't. No, they motherfucking ain't.
Well, right about now, the Chinese, man, they're the new niggas on the planet Earth, man.
What did I call it?
The M's, the M's.
These are the
Seeds of the
new
new
end.
end.
Right.
You know?
Yeah,
And that's
seeds
the
of
prophecy in the scriptures where it says the Lord is going to take the pride off Moab.
Yeah, that's well, hey, Jeremiah 48.
Yep, Jeremiah 48.
That goes all into Moab, man.
Yeah, and
The
there's
Most High gonna do the Moab.
there's the one in the Apocrypha. What is that? I forgot where it was in the Apocrypha.
How's
Where
it go?
it speaks about Moab. Thou
Oh,
art
go to the
partaker.
Asia.
Yeah, war into Asia. Thou art partaker of Babylon.
Second Ezra 15, I think
Right,
it is.
second
Yeah.
Ezra 16.
16.
Yep.
Yeah, Second Ezra
Yep.
16.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just to back you up, Elder Apostle, you know, that's perfect because Moab, if you look up what is it, who makes up the most money as far as the nation in America, it's Esau and then Moab.
Yeah.
Well, they're saying that that's the next great power, you know. But guess what? They're raging like they're gonna be the next power. They're gonna be the next power. We're gonna be the next power, man.
It says lift not up your horn on high, for
That's it.
promotion coming either from the east or the west.
That's it.
You know,
In the scripture, we have heard of the pride of Moab.
Take down
Oh, you got
one
it?
and,
That's-
take down one and
set up another. That's
Go
right.
You
ahead.
got it. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
This is Isaiah 16 and 6. We have heard of the pride of Moab. He is very proud.
very.
Well, yeah.
They ain't proud no more.
Oh,
And
no.
I found myself, man, I was running this Moabite chick. I made sure,
Yeah.
And we saw this Jake chick uptown
Yeah.
with the mask
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
And I opened up the window. I said, "What's that? You afraid of the coronavirus?" She said, "Hell yeah."
Yeah. You said there ain't no
So-
You said there's no Chinese around
I
here.
said, "There ain't no Chinese around here." Yep.
She said everybody could get that.
That's
Something
right.
like that.
And they got a bunch of now they're saying, which I believed anyway, that was made in a laboratory. And there was a book, a novel written, I forget the year.
Damn.
Was it 1973 or something like that? And it's called Novel Coronavirus.
God.
There was a book written, and they
Yeah.
said it's going to take place in Yuan, China.
Yeah.
right?
It said Wuhan 400 or something like that. Yashwamba sent me the information earlier, but it's on the phone. I can't get to it now.
They said they found another deadly virus in Africa.
God.
You know?
Then they got down in Louisiana had the norovirus, which was 200 people in the casino got sick from it, and there was a norovirus somewhere else. I'm not sure if it was on a cruise ship or something like that.
Which that's chemical warfare.
Yeah.
And by the way, biological warfare. And coronavirus is patented. And coronavirus, we all had coronavirus at one time or another. You get it a couple. When you get your average cold, each cold is a different cold. That's why when you sniffle, you might have more snot coming out your nose in one cold. Another cold, you do a lot of coughing. Another cold, you do a lot. But there's different strains of viruses. And I believe there's 2 coronaviruses that you can get the cold. And I'm sure I got it. That's why this year I didn't get no cold. And I was running the other day, I had like a light. It was cold as hell, man. And I said, I hope I'm gonna get a cold. I didn't get a cold.
The
Man.
immune system.
But they say in when you get the Listerine in the back, well, you told me that in the back of it. But then Gary Knowles said the same thing the other day. In the back of it, they said that there's coronavirus in it, but I believe it kills the coronavirus.
Talking about
You know?
the
Listerine.
Okay.
I mean, not Listerine.
Lysol, con. Yeah, con.
In the
It's-
back of the thing, you can't. There's so many things that it can kill.
Yep.
You can't even see it. You need like 2 magnifying glasses.
Yep.
But it says one of the viruses that it kills is a coronavirus. So people are thinking that this is a new thing. It's not a new thing. Coronavirus has been around for the longest. The only thing that they did was weaponize it, man.
Yep. They had a patent for it.
They got a patent for it. Yep.
I got biological warfare. It says the use of bacteria or viruses or toxins to destroy men and animals or food.
Well, yeah, we know they got that program, the population reduction, pursuant to the Georgia Guidestones, Maintain Humanity. under 500 million. So how do you do that? You create biological warfare. That's how you do it.
Yeah. And then that movie that came out in 1973, I don't remember it. You remember the name of the movie?
No, but I saw it.
Possible Ball, you say you remember part of it?
Yeah, executive action, something like that.
Yeah, I think that's what it was, executive action.
Yeah.
In there, they were having a discourse of bringing the population of the earth down to 550 million. That's on the Georgia Guidestone.
Yep.
And they said we could use the same thing here in America against the blacks, the Puerto Ricans, and the low-income whites. You know, it's a
that's
lot
what
of
they
those.
said.
Yeah,
That's what they said.
That was Bill Gates. Like, he was supposed to be
right.
replaced with Bill Gates. That guy.
Yep.
Bill Gates made an actual speech on YouTube where he says he has that chart up, and he says one of these numbers has to be knocked down dramatically, and through vaccines we can do it.
Yep.
And then the people in the audience were laughing, they were
Yep.
snickling, but they were saying, "Look, we got to kill off a lot of people. We're going to do it by way of vaccines."
Vaccines. That's the real poison right there. The vaccines.
Yeah.
Right, right.
People are gonna line up to take.
Con.
Yep.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
Yep.
The Crippen virus. You know, the Crippen virus. Hey, brother, you took the words right out of my mouth. That's what I was gonna say. It's a spirit. You know.
Go ahead.
This is Jeremiah chapter 48, verse 16.
Oh, Salakia, brother. And then the movie came out in 1973, and the so-called
Do me a favor,
Georgia
man.
Guidestone.
Slide.
Con. And the so-called
Hey, man, this right here, brother.
Hey, just don't
Big
go.
difference from that.
Just don't go over there, cause there's a hot pile over there.
How about,
Hey, I don't care.
how about over here?
No, right there. There's a hot pile right there, brother.
Maybe it'll keep us.
You know, and the Georgia, the movie came out in '73. The Georgia Guidestones were erected in 1980. You know, so that's not a coincidence. I mean, the same exact number. I think he added a 50 to it. You know, because it's the
R.C. Christensen.
con
The fake. That's called a pseudonym. What's that called? A
Pseudonym?
pseudonym. Yep.
Yep.
And they said that the first so-called commandment of the New World Order is maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. You know?
Well, also this homosexuality thing. That's why they pumping that to make sure that people ain't procreating.
Oh,
Turn everybody what's that? Demasculate
right.
men, young men.
God, and it said that in the future, so-called future of Esau, that only the rich will be able to populate because all the shit that they put in the air and the chemicals and the food is making people sterile.
And demolition, man. Remember they didn't want a handshake. Nothing. They had to salute like this. Yeah. But then when my man Sylvester Stallone came in, he's like, "Man, fuck all that." He said, "We're gonna get it, get it in."
Yeah, he fucked up the planet all
Yeah.
over again.
Yeah.
But the main guy, which is Quado, the
Quado.
old dude
Yep,
that was Quado, they keep bringing up Quado.
Yep.
At the end of the movie, I gotta watch the movie again.
Yeah.
He was the one that set up this guy, what's the snipe guy? He was behind
Right,
that shit.
right.
You know?
Yep. And he was like one of the elite.
He was one of the elite. Yep. Well,
And
he
what-
was Quado. You know?
And when he tried to when Wesley Snipes tried to kill him, he couldn't. You know, he tried to kill him, but he couldn't.
Yep. Because he made it. He made him. Man.
Fine.
You know?
I would like to talk to you.
Go ahead.
But just the fact that the demolition man, they remember they couldn't have sex. They had
Yeah.
sex virtually.
Yep.
Right,
Yep.
virtual sex, yeah.
And there's something behind that Taco Bell shit too. You know, there's a reason why they only had Taco Bell as the
Right.
Because Taco Bell, that shit ain't fucking.
Well, he said that, remember he went down there and he had that rat burger? He said, "This is rat meat?"
Well, he ate it.
Yeah, he was tearing that
because
shit
back
up.
In back in his other life, he was eating rat meat any fucking way. That was a step up. Hey man, I went to one supermarket, one of them big supermarkets,
God.
and I'm walking around, man, and I couldn't find nothing to eat. I wanted to eat something.
God.
It was late at night, and I'm getting mad because everything was processed, man.
Yep.
I said, this shit is all fucking processed bullshit, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I finally found, hey, how you doing, brother? All right. I finally found like a pack of damn turkey meat. It said organic. I said, man, let me get that, man.
Right.
But I was going through aisle and aisle
Yep.
and aisle. And the produce section, it was like closed off. I mean, you can still buy shit, but the lights was off.
Right.
The lights was on, all that packaged shit.
Yeah.
What's the name? Doritos and
Yeah.
fucking
that's so
Lay's
processed.
potato chips and why? That's why I ain't eating that bullshit, man.
And fucking meatballs and them patties of chicken is nothing but processed shit.
Lots of salt in those things.
Yep. Yep. A lot of sodium. Yep.
And that's all to bring down the immune system, you know?
Yep.
Yeah, destroy the immune system.
Go ahead.
This is Proverbs chapter 6, verse 16. These 6 things doth the Lord hate, yea, 7 are an abomination unto him. A proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood. It says, and heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, feet that be swift in running to mischief, a false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among brethren.
Now where we at? Go ahead. Oh yeah, Psalms 2.
Oh, Psalms 2 and 1. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing?
Yeah, what are they imagining? How they gonna take the next world and what they're gonna do, and all that stuff is gonna come to naught. Go ahead.
The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together.
That's the UN.
Yeah.
They ain't got a seat for the Israelites. You know? They ain't got a seat. Do they got a seat for Gad?
Nope.
They ain't got no seat for Gad, man. So wait a minute, isn't Gad a nation? Huh? Reuben?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying,
Who are the anointed? And we know, I already know what y'all know, but I'm being rhetorical. Man.
Go on.
You know, it's like a rhetorical question.
Go on.
The anointed are the Israelites. What does the word anointed mean?
Chosen.
The word from the Hebrew word mashayak, which means anointed, which means chosen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let
The
us.
ones that were given the oil.
The ones that were given the oil.
Yeah, the reason why.
That's why John the Baptist baptized the Lord.
That's right.
Yeah, the reason why the
You got them
so-called.
guys in the ICPK, man. They don't know the scriptures, man.
No, they
Talking about
don't
John, he wasn't right.
make a statement like
Huh?
that.
He was a forerunner. He was a forerunner, and he even said that. He said, "Are you Elijah?" Because they knew that Elijah was going to come back, right?
Yeah.
He said, "Are you Elijah?" He said, "No." Why did he say that? Because he didn't know. He said, "Are you one of the prophets?" He said, "No." He said, "Then who are you then?" So we may go back and tell them who sent us. Because anytime somebody come and question us,
Yep.
well, trust me, they're being sent.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
But
Yep.
at least they were a little bit more honest back then.
Back then,
We
yeah.
can Tell us so we may go back and tell them that sent us.
Right.
What did he say? He said, "I am one crying in the wilderness, prepare you the way."
Prepare.
What did he quote? What Isaiah said.
Yeah.
And who was that man? Elijah.
Right.
Come on.
A preparation.
John the Baptist should have followed the law of war.
Right.
No. John the Baptist did exactly what he was supposed to be. He was supposed to be the forerunner before the Lord.
Right. Like you got
and then the Lord came back and said, "There's no greater prophet
Then John the Baptist.
born of a mother from his mother's womb,
Right.
greater than John the Baptist."
Right.
Yep. And Yahushua said to John the Baptist, he said, "Look, let it be so for now, for it remains up to us to fulfill righteousness."
Yep. That's right.
When John the Baptist went to baptize.
Right. And I'm sorry, brother. And you
Well,
know
he said, "I'm not worthy." He knew that was the Lord.
Right.
That was his cousin.
Right.
He said, "Baptize you."
Right.
He said, "I'm not worthy
To tie your
lash
shoes.
Yeah.
He said, "Well, let's fulfill righteousness, man."
Hey,
So what the hell they talking?
you got the chef and you got the sous chef. The sous chef preps stuff for the chef, and the chef takes over and cooks the meal. The sous chef doesn't cook the meal. The chef cooks the meal. The sous chef just prepares the meal. He's a help, just like John the Baptist would be considered like the sous chef, and Yahushua is the chef.
Chef. Yeah.
His job was to come on the scene, be there for a short time,
Yep.
and then gonna go in the spiritual realm.
Oh, Salaki Apostle. He said he
And
must.
what did he fulfill? And what did he fulfill when he came back as Abba? To gather the fathers to the
To
children.
restore. Yep.
When Malachi got that prophecy,
God.
it was really talking about Abba.
Gone. Yeah.
It really wasn't talking. It was talking about John. Isaiah was talking about John.
Right.
Malachi was talking about Abba. Matthew 17 chapter, the Lord said he's gonna come two times.
Gone. Remember that John the Baptist said, "He must increase and I must decrease." You see? Yeah,
Why
go
did he
ahead.
say that? Because he wasn't right? No, because his job was to fucking be a fucking war, a forerunner, man.
Right. To prepare the way.
Somebody go to Google and put in forerunner of Christ. I even hate to say that word, Christ.
This is
Go ahead.
Mark.
Who is
Looking
the
it up,
forerunner of Christ?
This is Mark, the first chapter. It goes on.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
It says, Mark 1, verse 1. In the beginning of the gospel of Yahweh, the son of Yahweh, as it is written in the prophets, behold, I send my messenger before thy face,
Boom.
which shall prepare thy way before thee.
Where you
Prepare.
reading from again?
Mark 1.
Go ahead.
Mark 2. As it is written in the prophets, behold, I send my messenger before thy face, which shall prepare thy way before thee. The voice of one crying in the wilderness, prepare ye the way of the Lord, make his path straight. John did baptize in the
Well,
wilderness.
this guy that used to be part of GMS, talking about, see, John the Baptist, he wasn't in the truth. He should have went, he was doing his own thing. That's why he got his head chopped. That shows you, man, that you guys do not know these scriptures. Period, man. Go ahead.
John did baptize in the wilderness and preached the baptism of repentance for the remission of sins. And there went out unto him all the flock. And there went out unto him all the land of Judea, and they of Jerusalem, and were all baptized of him in the river of Jordan, confessing their sins.
And if y'all want to come over here, man, it'll be easy on your feet. You go good?
Make sure you ain't stopping in that dog shit.
Yeah.
I think the dog shit is just over here, but
Shit, it could be all
just
over.
make sure, yeah.
Go ahead.
It says, verse 6, and John was clothed with camel's hair, and with girdle of skin about his loins, and he did eat locusts and wild honey, and preached, saying, there cometh one mightier than I after me, that the latchet of
Oh, let me ask y'all a question. If I invited y'all to my house to eat dinner, right? And I bring you a plate of big
Round.
banquet plate
Yeah.
or whatever, with locusts on it, man. Would y'all eat it? No, why would you eat it, brother?
Nah.
Why would you eat it? Can you have to tell me why not? I'm gonna be offended, brother, huh?
I never ate that before.
All right, good. That's a good answer.
It's not part of my culture.
It's not part of your culture, man. How about you, Rob? Okay, good.
Yeah.
So now, hey, this is why guys get mad at the whole race thing.
Yeah.
You know,
Right,
okay?
right. Hey, cause it's like Apostle Kabarji said, because I have a sensitive palate.
Yeah. Well, you said that. Did you say it tastes like Doritos and shit?
No, I read. No, I read
Fried
it.
potato chips.
Yeah,
You
it said it. If you
It probably tastes good as hell, man. You probably
Yeah, they said it has a snap to it.
Like snap peas.
Yeah, you know, like.
What if they taste just like cheese doodles, man?
Oh,
Yeah.
Tastes like chicken.
I love me some cheese doodles.
Hey, especially
Tastes
with
like
that
chicken.
honey.
Everything tastes like chicken.
No? You
Nah,
know,
Mo.
it tastes like chicken fingers.
Chicken parm.
Chicken McNuggets.
And we're bugging, but
Kind.
see, that's what you gotta do it this way.
Yeah.
Perfect example. I'm not gonna eat it because I'm not used to it.
Yeah.
Now you know Ariana told me the story. At the Passover, he used to actually eat locusts. Abba. Or locusts and grasshoppers, which is the same thing. And he offered,
Right.
He offered some to Mo and Ariana, and
Right.
they said, nah, that's all right. And he ate them, man. Because in
Proves he was
Mexico,
Elijah.
they be eating shit like that.
Right.
They be eating locusts, and, you know.
That proves he was Elijah.
Kind.
Well, it doesn't prove that, but it makes you think.
Yeah.
Things that make
It's
you
in-
go,
Right.
It's in the
you know?
spirit.
It was in the spirit, man.
Because ain't no ordinary Jake gonna eat locusts, man.
Shit, they'll eat a slab of pork before they eat some
Hell
locusts.
yeah.
Now the only brother I know in this camp that ate, I think, locust or grasshopper was Judah.
Oh yeah? Oh, he tried it?
He said he ate it, and like a leg was sticking out.
Oh,
he
Lord.
ate it and shit, you know. I
mean-
mean, I asked him about it. You know?
Was it cooked?
I don't know.
He probably gets caught
What's the
that.
damn difference, brother? You know, it's lawful, right? You don't gotta cook it. As long as you cook it, like.
Oh,
As long as you
Lord.
cook it right.
And them Hamites down there in Africa, they start eating them damn locusts. If they eat any fucking thing, those locusts are as big as cities, man.
Damn.
All you gotta do is start taking a bat or something,
Yeah.
or a fucking net, and just start catching them and start eating them.
Yeah, fry them up real
Real
nice.
right.
Yep, fry them up. You know?
With some basmati rice.
Yeah. Yep. But in the kingdom, guess what? We'll be eating locusts.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Barbecue locusts.
It's
So
gonna be.
that's why these guys got offended with the whole rape thing, you know? Because you've been in America too goddamn long, man.
Yeah, that was part of the staple diet back then.
Yep.
That's why the Lord gave the list of what you could eat and what you couldn't eat.
And I guess some locusts were so good tasting because John never ate anything else. So the only thing
Yeah.
he ate was locusts and wild honey.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? Right? And you know, honey will never go bad. They found honey in the tombs of Egypt that was still good. Honey does not go bad. Oh yeah, yep. That one is good for a lot of things.
It's antibacterial, right?
Yep.
Antiviral. Just like coconut oil.
Go ahead.
Mark 1 verse 7. And preach saying, there cometh one mightier than I after me, that latchet of whose shoes I am not worthy to stoop
Now,
down.
why would he make a statement like that? Because he knew that was the Lord, which, by the way, was his cousin. Go ahead.
The latchet of whose shoes I am not worthy to stoop down and unloose. I indeed have baptized you with water, but he shall baptize you with the Holy Spirit. And it came to pass in those days that Yahushua came from Nazareth of Galilee and was baptized of John in Jordan. And straightway coming out of the water, he saw the heavens open, and a spirit like a dove descending upon him. And there came a voice from heaven saying, Thou art my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. And immediately the Spirit driveth him into the wilderness, and he was there in the wilderness 40 days.
That goes into something else. It goes into him encountering the spiritual being of Satan. All right, go ahead.
It's Luke 1, and I'm going to start at verse 14. I'm going to start at verse 13. But the angel said unto him, Fear not, Zacharias, for thy prayers heard, and thy wife Elizabeth shall bear thee a son, and thou shalt call his name John. And thou shalt have great joy and gladness, and many shall rejoice at his birth. But he shall be great in the sight of the Lord, neither shall drink.
No, but he wasn't in the truth. He said he shall be great in the sight of the Lord. Go ahead.
And shall drink neither wine nor strong drink, and he shall be filled with the Holy Spirit.
Now, why is that? Why do you drink strong drink? He's a Nazarene. What does it mean to be a Nazarene? Right. Go ahead.
It says, even from his mother's womb, and many of the children of Israel shall he turn to the Lord their power. And
But he wasn't in the truth. You should have followed Christ. Go ahead.
and he shall go before him in the spirit and power of Elijah, to turn the hearts of the fathers to the children.
It said, now Christians say, well, he went in the spirit and power of Elijah. He didn't come as Elijah. In other words, he was like Elijah. No, the word spirit, when you look that word up in the Greek, it's talking about an actual spirit, So the actual spirit of Elijah was in John, pursuant to Malachi. And the Christian will never get that, man. And it's broken down and spoken in plain English, man. It's not no thing that you have to figure out. It's in plain English, man. Go ahead.
This is 1 Corinthians
Matter of fact, get
14.
that in Malachi. Go right to the point. Go ahead.
This is 1 Corinthians 14 and 32. And the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets.
Right. So he shall come in the spirit and power of Elijah, meaning Elijah gonna come back in the body of John.
Right. That's the same spirit.
And that's odd too. When I came to the school One West, they used to have a whole lot of different pictures, spiritual pictures, right? And Yakwa, well, this means that means this. You know, these like weird pictures. You had like a woman with a breast out, then you had Israel, then you had Esau, like these bugged out pictures. And Yakov used to tell me what this means, that means, that means. Then they had in the back of the school, and one was they had a picture of Abba, one by himself with the Torah, and they had another picture with him with Ariel, when Ariel was 12 years old, and that was at his so-called bar mitzvah, all right? And when I saw that picture, I said, who's this guy, Elijah? Now, what I meant by that was, if they was to make a movie about Elijah, that guy looked just like, I never saw Elijah, you know?
Right.
But in the spirit, I said, he looked like Elijah.
Right.
And then they told Ariel, and Ariel kind of gave me that look. Like, oh, you know, you spiritual guy, you can say that, man, you know? But I remember that, man. But there you go. Yep. And he used to be a boxer, too. He used to be a boxer.
I got
Let me see that.
Yeah, bring it closer. Bring it closer.
There's one picture that
brothers
he
can
had
see
a
it,
big, bigger than this man right here. Big,
Come a little closer.
what do you call it?
Come down.
Yeah.
Right there.
Look at that glow he got.
Oh,
Look at that beard.
big one, man. You know?
Look at that short hair. Short hair, nice.
Okay, now
Great.
that's the picture that this is the picture that I saw. That when I saw that, I said, who's that guy, Elijah?
I got
And that was like the second week. I think it was the second week in the school.
Got that nice
You know?
gray. That's a great beard. Great beard.
I got a priest of apostle.
And then you know what? This is all right. And you know what? You can't really teach this to regular people because there's people that's not really going to see it.
Right.
Nah, they ain't
This is
going.
all- and that's why the Lord said many a time, if you can receive it.
You can receive
There's
it.
certain people that leave the truth say, you know what, these stupid niggas.
Right.
And I was an Israelite.
Right.
I was believing all
Yep.
that bullshit. They were teaching that Marshall is King David.
Yep.
Yeah,
This
like,
guy is that guy.
yeah, like
Because
when,
it wasn't for you to receive it.
Right.
yeah,
Why
like
you
when,
think we're still in this thing, man?
Yeah,
Because
that's
we
right.
received it, man.
yeah, like when Yahushua said you got to drink his blood and eat his flesh.
Yep.
The 70 guys.
Yeah, they
Send
said.
it.
They said, what is this man talking about?
Yeah. Hey, the Apostle Paul, he said, I cannot speak unto you as unto spiritual, but as unto carnal, for you are still babes in the Lord. You know?
This is Romans 8:5. For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, but they that are after the spirit, the things of the spirit.
What does that mean? There's certain people that don't believe in anything unless they can feel it and touch it, unless it's tangible.
Yep.
And that's Esau. That's why Esau's not going to believe this book. But what he will do, he'll read the book. He'll come across Noah's Ark in Mount Ararat, you know? You know what he'll do? He'll get his scientists, he'll go to Mount Ararat, and he'll dig it up and see it. Then he said, okay, yeah, that's what it is. You know? Jeremiah the 8th chapter, 1st verse, when he said they shall dig up the kings the kings and the priests and the prophets, and they should put it before the sun, moon, and stars. What is that talking about? They read the book, but then they go over there to see if it's true. They read about Egypt. And them people that discovered all that information about Egypt, they were all Christians / Masons. And they were really trying to find out to prove the Bible, but while they were doing it, they found out that there were actual Egyptians, right? You know?
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 15. For he that is spiritual judgeth all things, yet he himself is judged no man.
That's it.
Yeah. I mean, I can.
Go ahead.
John 7 and 17. Start at verse 16. Yahushua answered them and said, my doctrine is not mine, but his that sent me. If any man will do his will, he shall know of the doctrine, whether it be of the
Full
Most
charge.
High, or whether I speak of myself.
That's it. That's it.
I gotta break that much name.
Go ahead.
I looked up Elijah in blue letter. It's Allah Yah, which is my power is Yahweh.
Yep. Actually, it just means it actually means my power. It don't mean it means my power. That's why when he was on the cross, he said Allah Yah, meaning my God, my God. You know, they said they thought they were calling on a light. Like the word, like the name, the term hallelujah. What does that mean? Literally, what does hallelujah? Anybody?
Praise the Most High.
Praise your house.
Huh?
Praise the Most High.
It actually means, well, it actually means literally, it means hallelujah means hallelujah, praise ye Yah, which is short for Yahweh. It's supposed to be hallelujah Yahweh. But sometimes if you say Yah, you got people on YouTube say Yah, because that is the Most High's name, but the full name is Yahweh. No? Yeah, go ahead and read that.
This is Malachi chapter 4, verse 5. It says, behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet.
I'm sorry, you know what? I want you to start from the top, because I always, I love, the key point is like around the 4th, 5th verse. We start at the top.
This is Malachi 4:1. For behold, the day cometh that
Because
shall...
I was going through this the other day. I love to read this. Go ahead.
It said, behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble.
Now the ovens that they use is the same ovens that they use to make naan. How long does it take to make a naan bread? It takes a couple of seconds. You put it on the thing, you turn it over, and you put it in the bag, and that's it. It's done.
Yep.
So that those ovens were the ancient ovens, which anything it touches, it destroys, it burns.
Yep.
You know? Go ahead.
It says, and the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall leave them neither root nor branch. But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings, and ye shall go forth and grow up as calves of the soul.
That's the kingdom. Go ahead.
And ye shall tread down the wicked, for they shall
Hold up. Ask a Christian to break that down. What is that talking about? What's that talking about?
I thought the Most High loved everybody.
And that's a future prophecy. Go ahead.
And ye shall tread down the wicked, for they shall be ashes under the soles of your feet.
Now, what comes to mind when you read that particular verse? No, I think of that movie, Terminator.
Oh, Terminator, yeah, with the skulls.
First scene where the robots step on the, you know?
On the skulls, yeah.
On the skulls. That's us stepping on Esau.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, because in essence, we're going to be like robots.
That's it.
You know?
Huh?
God.
That's it. Yep.
Psalms 58 and
Then
10.
the bitch, and then the bitch that this guy was after was Sarah Connor. He had the nerve to have the name Sarah, which means princess.
God.
Right.
I got a quick precept, Pastor Charles.
Go ahead.
This is Psalms 58 and 10. The righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance. He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked.
Where you reading from?
Psalms 58, verse 10.
Go ahead.
The righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance. He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked. Oh, it says, so that a man shall say, verily there is a reward for the righteous. Verily he is a power that judgeth the earth. So that's the reward, to get our
And
enemies
it's
under
only
our
given
feet.
to the righteous
Con,
as opposed to the wicked.
con.
So let's finish reading from Malachi.
It says, and ye shall tread down the wicked, for they shall be ashes under the soles of your feet. In the day that I shall do this, saith the Lord of hosts. Remember ye the law of Moses, my servant, which I commanded unto him in Horeb for all Israel, with the statutes and judgments. Behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord.
Now the reason why I said start at the top is because the Most High described the great and dreadful day of the Lord. There's going to be a day of burning. You know? So we have to.
It says, and he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children, and the heart of the children to their fathers.
That's what he did at John the Baptist, and that's what he did as Abba. When High Priest Ariah, King Mashar, and Yaquab, there was a whole, he had a school, a big school. He had a lot of followers back then. Now, I remember years later, they had a right across the street. Remember that liquor store? The bar?
Kingdom Liquors?
The Kingdom,
Yeah.
you know why it was called the Kingdom Liquor?
Yeah.
Because the guy that owned it used to be
In the school?
Used to be in the school under Abba.
Yeah, you told me.
And then when Abba died, the new leaders was Marsha, Mashallah, Yaquab, and them guys with kids, they said, no, we ain't following y'all. Fuck y'all, man.
Right.
And he told me, he actually told me this. I said, why you call your place? Can't even look at it. He said, because I used to be with us. I knew I was an Israelite too. I said, I came up with the Ariah mode, you know?
Right.
And I said, oh, shit, you know?
Right. Check that out.
Go ahead.
Is that place still there?
No.
That was
That
years
guy
ago.
probably dead. That dude was up in age. That's when I was young. I was in my 20s when I, you know?
He was up what, about Abba's age, probably a little less.
No, he was like in Ariah's age.
Okay.
You know, maybe a little bit younger. Anywhere between Ariah and Moses.
Right.
You know, he's probably in his
Probably 50s.
late 50s,
Yeah, right.
early 60s, you know? So he probably dead right now.
Yeah.
I remember going to that liquor store a couple of times.
Yeah. It's an old Jake. It was Jake, man. He told me the whole story. He said, yeah, I know Abba, I know Ariah, you know? And then Ariah used to tell me, and Mo and them used to tell me that when that happened, they were looking up to Abba, and when they said these are the new leaders, which Abba said, you guys are the leaders.
Right.
And the congregation said, no, we ain't following them, man. Fuck y'all, you know? That was the attitude that they took, you know?
They got offended.
Jake for you.
They got offended, man. All right, where we at?
It says, "Least I come and smite the earth with a curse."
Yeah, before I come and strike the earth with a curse. So John was going to come on the scene, and Abba was going to come on the scene. And where is it spoken about Abba in the scriptures? Can anybody tell me where it's spoken about Abba? We know it's in Malachi, but it's in someplace else. No, Matthew
17.
Matthew 17, yeah.
Right? Because the Lord said, because the disciples, they said that the scribes said that Elijah will come, which show you that the scribes do the scriptures, you know? But then when Elijah did come, they were against him,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, they did. Yep.
They were against him.
John came neither eating nor drinking.
Yeah.
Sirach 48.
Yeah, the Lord, Elijah came, and they were talking shit about him. And then the Lord came, and then they were talking shit about him. They said that the Lord said, Elijah came neither eating nor drinking.
Yep.
And you said he had a devil.
Yeah, the devil,
know?
yeah. So they always
I
got
came
something.
eating and drinking, you said, I'm a gluttonous and a wine bibber. So wait a minute. So if the Lord came back now, they'd be talking shit about him right now, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Why do you
I'll
think
take
they'd be talking shit about us? Because we got to be them guys, man. Go ahead.
Oh, that reminds me of the scripture in Romans where the Lord said, all day I've stretched out my hands unto a disobedient and gainsaying people.
Gainsaying people.
So that's an example. You know, John the Baptist came and they said he has a devil. And Yahushua came, they said he was a man gluttonous. So Israel on the whole is a disobedient and gainsaying people. And it's the same thing today. Just look at the comment
Well,
board.
those are the same people.
Yeah.
That's another
That
thing
proves
that
that they're the same.
understand.
Yeah.
These people that, you know, coming up against us, talking shit, doing whatever in the truth, that's the same generation, man.
Same
There's
people.
nothing new.
That 14th generation.
Yep. There's nothing new.
Yeah, all you got to do is
new.
look at the comment section. You always got some got to be cantankerous or contentious, disobedient, gainsaying people.
Go ahead.
Bible
Isaiah
don't
chapter
lie.
1 verse 3. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doeth not know, my people doeth not consider.
Yeah, they do not. Go ahead.
Sirach 48 and 9. Who was taken up in the whirlwind of fire, in the chariot of fiery horses, who was ordained for reproofs in their times, to pacify the wrath of the Lord's judgment before it break forth into fury, and to turn the heart of the father unto the son, and to restore the tribes of Jacob. Blessed are they that saw thee and slept in love, for we shall surely live. Elijah it was who was covered with the whirlwind.
Where are you reading from?
Sirach the 48th chapter. It says Elijah it was who was covered with the whirlwind, and Elisha was filled with the Spirit while he lived. He was not moved with the presence of any prince, neither could any bring him into subjection. No word could overcome him, and after his death his body prophesied. He did wonders in his life, and at his death were his works marvelous. For all this the people repented not, neither departed they from their sins. till they were spoiled and carried out of their land and were scattered through all the earth. Yet there remained a small people and a ruler in the house of David.
But hey, for the Amos. Because who's the Lord dealing with? The house of remnant, that's the house of David. You know?
I got something real quick.
Go ahead.
Sirach 44:1. Let us now praise famous men and our fathers that begat us. Bam.
That's it.
Amos 9 and 11. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise
Let's
up.
stop right there. Close up the breaches, meaning the elect is going to come in, and other people that want to come in, they can't come in. They might know that they're Israelites, but they can't come into the church. Go ahead.
And close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as of the days of
There
old.
you go. That's it.
I have another precept.
Go ahead.
Isaiah 58 and 12. And they that shall be of thee shall build up the old waste places. Thou shalt raise up the foundations of many generations, and thou shalt be called the repairer of the breach, the restorer of the past dwelling.
This is Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 16. So 15 it says, the word of Yahweh came again unto me, saying, moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it for Judah and for the children of Israel, his companions. Then take another stick and write upon it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, of all the house of Israel, his companions, and join them one to another into one stick, and they shall become one in thine hand.
Yeah, that's closing up the breaches, man. Bringing the tribe together, bringing the elect together, and then closing where nobody else can come in. Go ahead.
And when the children of thy people shall speak unto thee, saying, wilt thou not shew us what thou meanest by these? Say unto them, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribe of Israel, his fellows, and will put them with him, even with the stick of Judah, and make them one stick, and they shall be one in mine hand.
So what does that mean?
That's the
What the
sign.
fuck is that? What the hell
Yeah,
does
that's
that
the
mean?
sign. That's the sign. Right
That's
there.
the sign right here. Because these guys that say, well, we can't say that, you know, this guy or that guy. Well, then how do you know who Israel is? Because if you don't have this sign, Esau can say, I'm an Israelite.
Yep.
It doesn't say on the sign, you know?
And once again, a disobedient and gainsaying people.
That's why the Most High had to put the spirit on High Priest Ariel, which came up under. Let's deal with this. Abba came on the scene, right? It said, he shall restore the heart to the father, to the children of the father. What did Abba do? Who did he teach? What people can we go to that Abba actually taught? Ariel, Jacob, and Marshall.
Yep.
Okay? And that's why we got it. Why do you think we're still out here today?
Yeah.
Them, two of them is in the spirit world. Ariel is still here. Yeah, but he's up in age.
Right.
So we're here, man.
Yeah.
You know?
This is Hosea chapter 3, verse 4. For the children of Israel.
Give me that other, somebody give me others have entered into their labor. Hold on to that in the New Testament. Go ahead.
It says, for the children of Israel shall abide many days without a king, and without a prince, and without a sacrifice, and without an image, and without an ephod, and without teraphim. Afterwards shall the children of Israel return and seek the Lord their power.
It's happening right now. Go ahead.
And David their king.
And David their king. Now, according to General Yohana, everybody got to come up under me. Well, what is he saying in essence? That he's King David. So won't he just say, look, I'm King David, you got to come up under me. Now, if you say that, we're going to say, well, wait a minute, I don't know that you're King David. You know, just because you say you are. Hey, it says many Messiahs shall come in my name saying, I am the Lord. And shall deceive many. And since you read that, go to Hosea 1, and I'll start at the 10th verse.
This is Hosea 1 and 10. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people.
Now you ask a Christian, where's the place? They won't have the answer. They would have to say America. Go ahead.
There it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living power.
And where was the so-called Jews ever not called Israelites or Jews? In Europe, they started calling themselves Jews. You know, when they came over here, when they went over there to Israel, they came to America, they came in the name of saying that they're Jews. So when was there a point where they ever said, you guys are not Jews? They were always called Jews, but it said that we were going to be in a place where they're going to say, no, you guys are not the Jews. And that's what they're saying about us. You guys are not the Jews.
Yeah, black
well, in the place
Hebrews.
where it says you are not the sons of Israel, there should be given to you that you're the sons of Israel, man. You got to keep reading that. There's some more, yeah.
This is verse 11. Then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel be gathered
Hold up. The children of Judah and the children of Israel, that's that sign. That's the fulfillment of Ezekiel.
Yep.
Right? Right, go ahead and read it again.
It says, then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel be gathered together.
And when did that happen? It says in Jeremiah, was it either Jeremiah 51 or Jeremiah 50? It said the children of Judah and the children of Israel shall be oppressed together. I go through the hood in the Bronx or whatever, you driving or whatever, you see some Mexicans going to the store with their kids. You see a Jake talking shit to some other Jake. You see a couple of Ephraimites. You see some Simeonite riding down the street or whatever. And I always think about that. I said, well, wait a minute. I said that's Israel being oppressed together. You know? Well, they're going. Come on, man. Come on, man. Oh my goodness.
Oh, hey, there you go. Hey, shalom.
I kept looking at that. What's up, brother?
All right, man. Good to see you,
You
man.
have
Good
to
to see you,
you have
man.
to get on
Yeah.
here, brother, with this young gal.
They told me I gotta get in your camp.
You know what, brother? We were speaking.
Shalom, brother.
You know, this is the famous Elder Yakwa. Anyway, earlier we were saying what? I said if I invited all you to my house to eat dinner and I give you a loaf, right? What'd you say? You said no. And I said, why? Because I'm not used to eating it, right? We did the thing about the young girl. Ain't that now she's legal in the state, right? As long as she's legal in the state and she's legal in the scriptures, she's good. She's good, man. You know what I'm saying? That shit is stupid, that what they say with Zariak. I'm surprised Zariak did that. Zariak got emotional, man. But you know what? You
breaking
can't
no
get mad.
law,
But you know you can't get mad at them because they've been in this country for so fucking long. They're not used to the old way. You know?
Yeah.
I don't, niggas be like, where's the money? Where's the fucking spoke to the father? None of this shit is none of your business.
Well, that's what I said.
Our camp.
You've been watching my videos, man.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, man.
I got computer problems. I ain't really see it.
Brother, when you know.
But yeah, as soon as I get the computer fixed up or whatever, yo, Shalom, okay? All right,
No, brother.
How you doing it, brother? How you doing it? Hey, man, that shit is emotional.
No.
It's emotional.
Still going. Still going.
And not that I would do it because I'm at a certain age. I got my woman. I'm not thinking about women, man. I'm thinking about this work. That's it. You're still younger than me. You know what I'm saying?
you got me by what? 2 years? 3 years? 6.
I got you a couple of years. Yeah. Oh, well, that's a young man in heart, though, man. That's the brother right there, man. But they've been talking shit about.
Who knows the way between?
Which can't. And you know what that does to them guys that talk about you? They're taking away from the scripture and they're also adding to the scripture.
And half the niggas would love to be and would do the same.
Oh yeah.
But you know what it is jealousy too.
Jealousy, yeah.
Jealousy too, man.
Jealousy.
King David, when he was in his deathbed, that girl
First
had
Kings.
to be 12 years old, man.
Yeah.
First Kings 1, 2, and
Yeah,
3.
that's it. That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah, go right there. Yeah. Oh, you go ahead, do your thing. I was gonna say the. No, I was gonna tell him the bathroom.
Ain't that he was sitting there and I kept looking.
Oh, that was him in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
car.
yeah, yeah. At first I thought it was
Oh,
Netta, right?
cause I look. Oh,
I said, I was gonna tell you, go see who that is, man. Then all of a sudden he popped,
Damn.
up, you know.
Okay.
cause I saw the
But I was
beard.
saying that earlier. I said in the video, I said, man, that brother's cool, man.
Yeah.
He used to come out when he was on 34th Street, when he was way uptown. He used to come out, print out scriptures and stuff.
Oh, that black Mercedes?
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw him in there, but I saw the beard, but I didn't recognize him.
Yeah, I knew it was Jake, but you know, that's.
I did look at the car a couple of times.
Huh?
Now I looked at the car a couple
Yeah,
of
yeah,
times,
yeah.
but
I
I
said there was
didn't,
somebody here, man.
pay no mind.
Finish up Hosea.
Hey, because if a brother is going off, you're gonna get on the brother. But if a brother's doing the right thing, negative to say about that brother.
Oh, you had to.
And what did he say? They said, well, what about the woman's parents? He said he talked to both the mother and the father. Now, obviously, the mother and the father must be Israelites,
Right.
you know? But that's that emotion, man.
Western
you know?
mentality.
That's that Western. You've been in the States too goddamn long, you know?
Yeah.
I ain't looking at the man sideways, and I'm not hugging him, and in my head, fuck this nigga, man.
Right,
you know,
right.
I'm not saying that, brother. I said, man, all blessings and praises on you, brother.
Yeah.
You know?
That's it.
Well, we gotta get him. We gotta get you on camera, brother.
He said he don't want none of that smoke.
Y'all my brothers, but not today.
Next time.
Good
Next
seeing
time.
you, man. Good seeing you.
Yeah, I'm waiting for one of my friends to pull up. She was up here last week. She said she seen y'all. Y'all know Rob.
We'll be around him. Okay, good.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
She said she know you from way.
Well, she go back to 1 West. She go way back. Yeah, way back. Yeah.
She said you used to be real reckless with it.
You know, when you get older, you explain things. You explain things, man. You know?
It's all good, man.
Yeah. I mean, I remember Ariana was reckless, man.
Yeah.
All of them was reckless, man. We ready to fight and shit. When you get older, you calm down and you
Seasoned.
explain shit.
You become
And
seasoned.
that's why when Esau come up back in the day, get out of here, you devil. Kiss my foot.
Right.
Now we explain shit to Esau, right?
Yep.
When Esau come up, they don't feel nervous, if you notice that.
God.
Because we explain shit, they can see in the spirit, man.
Yeah.
The police be around here sometimes. They'll pass by, they don't look at us sideways.
They don't
You
bother
know?
us.
Yeah,
They
because
already know.
we're fulfilling
Know what
Isaiah
it is?
34.
That's it.
We're fulfilling Isaiah 34. Come ye nations to hear, and hearken ye people from afar.
God.
Yep.
So we're not just out there for Jakes only. We're out there for all the other nations, so they can
gotta
hear.
know what it is too, right?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
so they can hear their judgment. They can hear the truth.
Jeremiah 1, we were sent a prophet unto the nations.
Prophet unto the
And then,
nations.
now when we run into certain Edomites, you got to consider they might be Israelites too. You know
Yep.
why? Because we've been mixed so much.
We mix
you
them
got
on.
Israel. You know how many men that's in our camp that look just like Edomites?
I ain't got no problem with that. I
You
know
got
there's
Moabites.
confusing
You got
faces.
Moabites in
get
China that are Israelites. If you go out in the Philippines, years
He was
ago,
scattered to the four corners, so of course.
thank you. This guy Pacquiao, we used to call him a heathen, right? But the way he be beating motherfuckers' asses,
He Jake.
I said, this guy's Jake. And I did, and you know what? They showed his father. His father's darker than you.
There you go. How about
You know?
that? There you go.
And they called, when I did more research, I found out that they're called Negritos. Negritos were nothing but Jake being spread all over the world, man.
There you go. Yeah, my sister said she bumped into y'all last week. So I said, well, I got to see it about something in the look whenever she gets
See,
it.
if she would have mentioned you, you know? No, we know she be right around the corner. We just, sometimes we sit up here, sometimes we sit over there.
She told me that. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I was over there. I said,
Yeah.
I said, you lying, sis.
No, sometimes we over here. You know,
I was just on the phone with
Yeah,
her. She
yeah.
just told me.
sometimes we be at the park, you know? We move around, man. You
Yeah, I
know?
see.
That fucking 34th Street and 44th down there. Esau is, You got nothing but Edomites down there, number one,
Yeah.
and you can't park down there, man.
Yeah, that's
You really can't park.
That's true.
You know? We
Yeah,
got
I
time.
ain't seen you in what? We all was what was it, like Dykeman the last time
Yeah,
I seen
that's
you,
it.
right?
That's it. That was a couple years ago. Yep. Yep. That's right.
Yeah, man.
That's
Time's
right.
flying.
That's it. That's it. Yeah, but that sister go way back. One West. She'll tell you in a minute that place became a fucking mess, man.
Yeah.
You know? Became a mess. Everybody was just doing their own thing. That's why that spin had to come, you know?
Right? Yeah.
Where we at?
Hosea.
Yeah, we're gonna close on this one.
Hosea 1 and 11. Then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel be gathered together
Yes,
and
the Lord
appoint
had us here for
themselves
him.
one head, and they shall come up out of the land, for great shall be the day of Jezreel.
That's it. Anyway, with that, we're gonna close. We out of here, man.
Shalom
Shalom to the elect.
to the elect.